I used to do drugs. I still do, but I used to.
I mean, everyone does a drug of some sort.
Caffeine is a drug.
Caffeine is a drug.
Hey, you already know what it does, gang.
I've had 4 coffees today.
Oh, yeah. It's got this cartoon version of my face on it.
I like how you guys do. Like me, my favorite food is poutine. So like I always watch your poutine.
Well, we were thinking, I was like, man, like fucking pizza reviews and shit, but like that's already done, right? But then wait a second, what if we did fucking poutine reviews because we're Canadian?
Yeah,
you know? Like shit,
and a lot of people like bro, I have poutine like 3 times a week maybe.
So
you know?
Nice.
You know, it's like, but you go all over.
Oh,
you
yeah,
go
man.
all
Yeah,
over.
yeah.
You know. Like I see some busting poutine, and then I find out you're like somewhere in like Olimer, like farther than that.
Yeah. We were in Almont last week. Actually,
Yeah.
I got one coming from Carlton Place. This is the best score ever.
Really?
Pitmaster in Carlton Place.
Yeah.
CP Pitmaster, I think it's called. Boom! The gravy was smoky. Like it was like, this is a barbecue joint. So the gravy. Oh man, it was.
And do you just order like the regular poutine?
I just got a regular
no
poutine.
toppings, nothing?
So it's a buddy of mine that owns it. And I was like, man, I'm like, I want a poutine. He's like, cool, what do you want on it? And I was like, no, we just do plain poutines because it'd be unfair if I get a jerk chicken fucking poutine here and then fucking get a
smoked meat
whatever like here. Yeah, I'm like, oh, it's hard to judge, right? Because man, like the smoked meat wasn't jerk chicken and the sausages weren't, you know what I mean?
100%. 100%.
So then I always said, I'm like, maybe I'll get like get the shit on the side, right? So this is the first time I went to a place where I knew the guy, right? So I was like, hey man, I'm like, he said, what do you want on it? I said, no, just the poutine. I was like, wait, I'm like, can you put like, I was like, what do you put on poutine? He's like, there's pulled pork, there's like this and this, and like there's all this different shit. So I was like, can you put the pulled pork like on the side? So he fucking heated up, put it on the side and shit.
Yeah.
So I even show it in the review whenever I post it, you'll see. But I'm like, yeah, whatever, fucking whatever, like poutine, blah blah blah. But then I'm like, he gave me the pork on the side. And what was the fried chicken?
Yeah, that's
unbelievable.
Right.
What's the spot called?
It's called Pitmaster.
And it's in Bell's Corners?
It's in Carlton Place. So it's out of the city.
It's like 30 minutes from here.
It's so good, man. Like whenever I was there, whenever me and Bisha were there, whenever we were there, this fucking guy pulls up. He's like, hey man, how's it going? I'm like, hey man, yeah. Holy fuck. I'm like, shit, man. I'm like, I know that guy from home. I'm like, as if, yeah. He's like, man, I come here all the time. He's like, I just tell him because he's friends with him too. He's like, just tell him, give me $100 worth of chicken. Yeah. And he's like, yeah. And like, he's like, yeah, I just go home.
Like cooked?
Chicken. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so we'll get like fried chicken, go home, fucking eat that all weekend.
Wow.
$100, right?
Damn.
So, but it's that good, man. He brought dinner to a diaper party I went to. Brought everything. There was
might as well just pay him a stack and a half for the recipe.
Just really, yeah. And send your barbecue over. But he's got like what do you call it? Beef brisket. There's pulled pork. There's fried chicken. There's chicken wings. There's like 6 different hot flavors of chicken wings. He's got
I like the Thai shit.
Cornbread, fucking what the fuck? There's just meat. Like literally, he just showed up and it was just so much meat. Like I said, there's like the brisket. Oh, the ribs. Oh man, just so good, man.
Yeah, I just eat meat and carbs. There's no veggies in my diet.
Meat and carbs. I do. That's actually that is my diet, but I don't do that on purpose. That just happens to be what it is. Like you know.
Right.
People see the amount of food that I eat. Like I go out and eat with people, and they'll look at me and they'll be like, "How the fuck are you so skinny?"
I was just gonna say it's always the skinny dudes, man. It's the skinny dudes.
And I'm like, dude, like if I was a shorty, then I'd be amped about it, you know. If I was a shorty, no problem. I'd be amped. Alhamdulillah, I'm blessed, you know. But you know, like me, I'm a hooper, you know, like at the end of the day, I'm still skinny, but like you can still feel it in your system, you know what I mean? I just look skinny, but like I could still like post up people who are like your weight on the court, you know? And it's fun to see because I eat so much and it's like I just have all this energy. I hop on the court and it's like I'm just this lanky, skinny Somali dude, right? And people always, bro, I love being underestimated.
Yeah.
I love it with a passion. I hop on the court where people don't know me and it's like, oh, I love getting picked last.
Yeah.
I love getting picked last.
Yeah.
Because at the
underdog.
at the end of the day, I end up carrying the team. You know.
Yeah.
I end up dropping the 30 points a game. You know, and then it's just like, next time they're not gonna pick me last. You know.
Yeah.
Every time,
Shit.
next time I come to the court, they gonna be like, "What's up, Mxzy?"
Yeah.
I'm like, yo,
So
you
you're
didn't have
pretty
that
good?
same energy last time.
So you're pretty good. Are you throwing threes or what?
Me, I do everything.
Like all
man.
day or
I
no?
do everything. I do everything. Like I'm a very unorthodox person.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like I never, in terms of music, taught myself. I recorded like my first tape and my first couple singles in my car.
Wait 1 sec. We're good.
Yeah. All
Okay,
good,
sorry.
all
I
good.
just want to make sure the
Yeah,
internet's good before we get right into it.
So like, basically how I got into music. If we go way back, it would be like high school, and then there was a fire drill. Right?
I like where this is going.
There was a fire drill, and all the niggas is just outside. I went to a Catholic high school,
Okay.
so there's
me
like
too.
out of like 3,000 kids, there's like 15 black people.
Yeah.
Right, so you know all the 15 black people link up. They say line up by class, but all the black people, we stick together. You know, we say fuck that system. You know, we all link up, and then everybody's doing like me. I wasn't really involved in the rap battles or nothing like that. You know, I at that point in my time, I was very religious. I went through stages of being agnostic, even atheist, and now I'm back to being very religious.
Okay, wait. What's the difference between agnostic and atheist?
So atheist,
is like, like you don't know either way. You're like kind of in the middle.
yeah.
Agnostic is on the fence, and atheist is there's no God.
Agnostic is
Okay.
agnostic is you believe that there's like something
Oh,
controlling.
I'm super agnostic then.
Yeah.
There's an energy.
Yeah, there's
But he's got no name.
There's
Like,
an energy,
it has
you
no
know,
name.
like people who are atheists don't even believe in karma.
Oh yeah. Okay, sorry. I thought you
You
were
know what
saying
I mean?
I thought you were saying agnostic.
You know what
Okay.
I mean?
Yeah.
People who are atheists don't even believe in karma.
I'm
but
big
like,
karma.
you know, like
Sorry, I had to ask that because not only do I not know personally, but then I just kind of wanted to see if maybe could help everyone else there. But yeah, sorry.
But yeah,
okay,
like-
yeah. So
like
at one point you were questioning things.
yeah, because my upbringing was very religious. Like I grew up like spending 4 hours a day, 4 days a week in the mosque from when I was 6 years old till I
Wait.
was 18 years old.
Beat that again. 4 hours.
4 hours a day.
At once, like 4 hours straight, or like
Straight.
4.
It was like Quran school.
Okay.
Like the holy book of the Quran, I have like half of it memorized off the top of my
But
head.
like you go to school and then do that too, or
On top of school, yeah.
Yeah. Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, on
okay.
top of
4
school.
hours every day.
It would be Friday, Saturday after sunset, and then Sunday and Monday it would be at the Fajr prayer, which is the first prayer, which is normally at sunrise.
Okay.
So like my dad would wake me up with a bucket of ice at 4 a.m.
Yeah, I had
You know,
that.
go pray Fajr, and you don't leave until like you have like you have a script for the day. Like the teacher says, oh, this is your homework, the script, and you have to memorize that, you know, and you
Okay.
have to pronounce it like, you can't just read it like Mary had a little lamb. You have to like, Mary had a, you know, you have
Oh,
to
yeah,
have,
yeah.
you have to hit
To
every
like
note
express it kind of?
properly, you know, because
Right.
as it's written, right? And
Yeah.
if you get one thing wrong, one little thing, you fail.
Oh, say word.
Yeah, so it's like,
Crazy.
I grew up in that environment from when I was 6 years old till I was in my first year of university,
Yeah.
right?
So you guys
But-
pray a lot, right? Like during the day.
Yeah,
Like, would you get at a class and shit to pray?
yeah.
Okay,
I
okay.
mean, I've had phases, right? Like I try, right? Not everybody's perfect.
No, yeah.
Right? Like, you know, it's sometimes I sleep in, I miss the sunrise prayer, you know, but I wake up, I pray to make up for it, you know, like at the end of the day,
Hey man, forgiveness. Religion teaches forgiveness.
Yeah.
me at the end of the day, I believe that whether you're Christian, Muslim, Buddhist, atheist, whatever, like God knows your intentions.
Yeah, that's, man, honestly, that's the biggest thing. I say that we are our own God. And the reason why I say that is because when it comes down to, so I was brought up like Catholic or whatever.
Mhm.
But I don't practice that really anymore. I'm more like, would you say agnostic?
Mhm.
But But oh shit, what'd you say? With the
I was talking about like how I was raised in the mosque and all that.
yeah, I forget what I was gonna say about
Like
Catholic shit.
like it got to the point like I was doing pretty good. Like I would give lectures to people at the mosque.
Oh, sorry, real quick. So I just remembered. So you were talking about like God knows our intentions.
Yes,
and,
yes.
And I use God for the lack of a better term, but I always say that we are our own God in the sense of like, so when I say this, the reason why I brought up the Catholic thing is because in the Catholic religion, when there's like what's it called, like Judgment Day or whatever, right?
Mhm.
And that's like when you die.
We
you
have that as
go,
well,
like,
the Judgment Day.
There's Judgment Day, right? So I believe that you are your own God in the sense of you choose your morals, right? Like, not that that makes you God, but we choose our own morals and shit, right? So if I go through life thinking
Like,
it's okay
as
to
in-
kill, like, let's say it's okay to kill this person because he like raped that person, okay?
Yes.
But it's not okay to kill anybody at all. You know
Mhm.
what I mean?
Mhm.
So if I firmly believe that that was fucking okay or whatever, then God's gonna be like, this guy doesn't get it. You know what I mean? But if you know what I mean, like you said,
I
he
feel
knows
you,
he
I
knows
feel
your
you.
intentions. So regardless of what you say, it's how you feel, right? So then if you actually like win the game or
like
get
if somebody
the, like,
comes,
right,
if somebody busts into your home, and God forbid, like
oh yeah, there's
you
different
know, like,
situations.
there's some emotions that you can't overcome. We're not perfect. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
If somebody like me, I'm a very nice guy. Everybody who I've ever met, I grew up in the hood. My parents made it to the suburbs. Shortly after I made it to the suburbs, I got kicked out.
Where's the suburbs?
Finley Creek.
Okay, yeah, I did work in there.
Yeah, so I got kicked out, but I mean, like, at the end of the day, like, if you have good intentions and you're just a good person, even if you're at a low place, like, it's just a wave, man. Like, good things happen, but bad things will happen after. And then good things,
like you say, nobody's perfect, right? You have to make mistakes
yeah,
to learn how to better yourself,
Exactly.
right? So you're always good. There's always going to be a point in your life
Exactly.
where you make a shitty decision or do
you
something
know?
that's
Mhm.
Well,
bad or whatever.
and that's where
but
too.
hopefully you can use that as a learning
exactly
experience.
Like my
and
favorite phrase ever is two sides to every coin,
Yeah.
For sure.
right? Like, you were a little bit late for the podcast, right?
Yeah.
But because of that, I was able to get on my creative shit.
Yeah.
Two sides to every coin. There's a positive and a negative.
everything happens for a
Well,
reason.
and that made me feel good when you said that, because I was like, okay, cool. I'm like, all right, there's good out
Yeah, I
of
was
this,
just chilling
but
in my
yeah.
car. This guy see me, I was chilling in my car, just writing. And like, when I get to writing, like the way like I operate with music is that I try to capture my moments in real time, because most of my music isn't like the melodic na 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 na
Yeah.
na 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 na. Like, I grew up off of like Kanon,
Oh, nice.
I grew up
Yeah.
off of Kanon.
Is he Canadian?
Yeah, well, he's a Canadian citizen.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, he's
I was never clear on that.
he lived in the Dixon buildings in Toronto.
Oh, it's for real?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he lived in
what's
actually
up.
my cousin's dad started the first Quran school in Toronto and taught Kanon Quran.
Oh, no
When
way.
Kanon was a little kid.
No
Me
way.
and Kanon actually had a little conversation about that, because I posted a little freestyle where I remixed his that famous song, When I Get Older.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
Be Stronger.
Wait, yeah. They played that at the fucking Olympics or some shit,
Yeah,
did
it
they
was the
not?
World Cup of Song.
Or yeah.
Yeah, and they remixed that. I think that song
Bigger.
is in 76 languages.
Oh, no way.
Damn, yeah.
Like, so this guy never needs to, like, why do you think he hasn't dropped more music?
He's
You know how much
right.
money he's making
Yeah,
off of
true that, eh?
off of Shakira and David Guetta and all those, like.
Crazy.
But if I remember off the top of my head, the remix that I made was When I Get Older, I'll be a soldier and put these different projects and these slums on my shoulders. My city's cold, but my heart is colder. It's getting harder to keep my composure.
Nice.
I just do this for the niggas put onto posters. Na 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 na. And yeah, the rest is on my gram.
My city cold, my heart is colder.
Yeah.
I will like.
It's for the ones that they
That'll
put
haunt-
onto posters,
haunt me.
you know.
Yeah.
But
good.
I tagged Kane on in that, and he saw it, and then he liked it, and then I messaged him telling him, like, yo, you were like a good 70% of the reason that I do this shit.
Yeah.
Because like me, I was a fan of Kane before niggas knew him. Like, I remember being at my grade 7 school dance, and I went up to the DJ.
He's got another track too before that.
I'm just gonna take a minute and let it ride.
Is that it?
That was his other
'cause-
like hit.
Because I remember hearing him, and I was like, "Who's this K9 guy?" Right on, cool, yeah. And then that fucking flag song came out, and all of a sudden it was just like boom, and I was like, "Yeah, like wasn't he just doing shit?" Like,
Yeah, his two biggest hits were Waving Flag and Take a Minute.
okay,
But I remember being in grade 7. Because I found out about Kanon in early grade 7. And I remember at my grade 7 school dance, I went up to the DJ. DJ was taking requests. Like, yo, can you play Kanon Waving Flag? And he's like, yo, I don't know who Kanon is. Who is that? And when I was in grade 7, that was...
holy shit, how old are you, man?
I'm 23.
Holy shit, you're in grade 7, so you're fucking 11 years ago. Holy shit, man.
Yeah, so...
I was 23. I was already
So
yeah.
this was like
living life.
This was like 2008-ish, 2009, right? And the World Cup thing was in 2012, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
Okay.
I was a fan of Kanon before it was cool to be a fan of Kanon.
Yeah.
And, I
Yeah,
was
before everybody knew about it.
before everyone knew about it, and when everyone started singing the songs and everything, I didn't get salty. I wasn't like, yo, I was the first listener.
I
I'm
hate that.
That
People are
hipster attitude.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I
I
knew
just-
about it
Yeah.
first.
Yeah, I did it
I'm
first.
not that guy. I'm just like, yo, I was happy for the guy, there's not a lot of Somalis, bro,
I legit have a homie. Sorry, just real quick.
Yeah, go
I have a
for it.
homie, man. That legit. He's like, he was a hipster before hipsters were cool. Like he's that kind of guy. You're like, yo, you ever heard of Kanon? He's like, I think I might have. Yeah. And then you're like, oh, the Wave and Flag song. He's like, oh yeah. Oh man, I heard about him like a long time ago.
Yeah.
And it's like, but he'll set up for the fact that it's like, oh yeah, I knew. He's like, oh, you ever heard of RZA? He's like, I think so. He's like, oh, the guy from Wu-Tang. He does all the. Oh yeah. He's like, yeah.
He
Like,
could just
yeah.
never be wrong. Then.
Exactly,
Like,
yeah,
no matter
yeah.
what, he's
Yeah,
always
yeah.
like prerequisite
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
Like, oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think
He
I heard of him
he
like a
just
while
wants
ago.
to say he
Yeah.
knows,
Yeah.
One of those. Yeah, I feel you. But I really looked up to him
Yeah.
because there's really no other Somali dude that made it. When you really look at it in
What's Chaos? Is he?
No, he's not. He's
Okay,
not.
I don't. Sorry,
Yeah.
that was just a.
No, it's a good
But
question.
I always
to ask.
thought he was.
It's
Yeah.
a good question to ask, but he's not Somali.
Okay.
But
Also
Kanon,
Canadian too, is he not? Chaos.
I believe so.
Okay.
I
Okay.
believe so. And Chaos and Kanon actually had a beef, but that was.
Oh no way.
Yeah, that was.
Is it because of the K?
No. It was
Sorry.
They dissed each other in each
Oh,
other's
yeah?
songs. It was a light beef, nothing serious,
Like a clout beef.
But
Yeah.
Sorry.
it's also Kanon was born in Somalia.
Okay.
He and I don't know if you know about the history of Somalia or Black Hawk Down or if you ever heard about that.
Black Hawk Down.
Yeah.
Like the movie.
Yeah.
Oh
I
yeah.
will say I don't think I've ever seen it, but I
Yeah.
know
Have you
of
seen
the
it?
movie. Yeah.
It's dramatized, but that shit happened.
Oh yeah. Okay. I thought
Okay.
that was based on a true story.
Yeah,
That's right. It
that,
says-
that shit happened.
That's right.
America
That's right.
came and fucked us up.
Yeah.
It
That's
was
the fucking usually do.
basically everything was fine.
The U.S. are the terrorists, man.
Basically Somalia was one in the 80s and the 70s was one of the most prosperous places in America.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Right now Somalia actually has more oil in its ground and its waters than all of the Gulf of Arabia combined.
say word.
But every time somebody tries
What?
to build an oil rig, either the Americans or the Russians pay Al-Shabaab to blow it up.
Mm-hmm.
You
And
know?
that's meant. fuck, I hate oil so
And-
much for that reason because the fucking
money, man.
the
Yeah.
states want it all.
I don't know
Yeah.
if you know, like, there's two sides to every coin, right? There's the whole Somali pirate story,
Right.
right? And it's like Somalia on the map is literally on the coast. It's like a 7,
Okay.
right? And we have our waters.
Okay.
Countries like China and Russia and America come steal all our fish
Yeah.
and dump their garbage there, right?
Yeah.
If somebody came into your backyard
Yeah.
and stole all the plants you were growing
Oh,
and just
man.
dumped garbage, what would
It'd be
you
war.
do?
It'd be war.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You would defend your
Yeah.
you would defend your shit,
Yeah.
right?
For sure.
And it's just Somali people are self-sufficient people. Like, these are people who are
Yeah.
living off the fish that they catch every day.
Yeah.
Right.
They feed their family, and now their fish is poison.
Yeah.
You know, now there's no fish.
No
You
food.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Man,
Right?
I just sorry to interrupt, but this
Of
just
course.
reminded me. Like, I just watched this documentary, like Seaspiracy,
Mhm.
about
Yeah.
like the crazy fucking fishing industry and
Wait,
how they
that's
just
on,
like
I saw that.
it's on
somewhere.
Netflix. I'm
Right,
pretty
yes,
sure, yeah. And they
that's
just like dredge the entire bottom of the fucking ocean and like catch like turtles and sharks,
What?
dolphins.
Yeah.
Like they just catch everything, but they're only looking for a certain kind of fish, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So all the shit that they catch that is not like
What they want.
like profitable,
Yeah.
it usually ends up dead because it's just dragged
Yeah, I
across
was gonna say, that
miles of the
kills
ocean
it
floor,
all,
right? So
yeah.
they're all just like dead inside this net, and then they just fucking
Throw
chuck
them,
them back into the
discard them.
ocean. Yeah,
And it's like dead to the
Unbelievable.
point where you
What?
can't even like clean them up and
Fish
sell
would
them.
need
that with man, they
them
don't
and-
like literally they don't like it's not profitable for these big fishing industries, so they're just like back into the ocean.
But
We don't
yeah,
need to,
like
That's crazy.
Somali
See,
people.
but like local fishing, right? To say like if you're supporting your
Yeah.
local community with just local fishing and like
Yeah.
that's sustainable
Yeah,
stuff, right? But what they're doing on like a large
Mhm.
industrial scale is just
you know.
Yeah.
fucking shit
But
up.
like,
Why it's throwing away 80% just to find the fucking
Like
20?
the-
Yeah.
like the Somali people don't see Somali people as Somali pirates. They see them as the protectors of their land,
Right.
Yeah.
right? But what does CNN do?
I was just
Oh,
gonna say
no.
the media, man.
They
That's
flip
what
it.
it is.
They flip
They
it.
flip it. They make
Shit.
a whole movie called Captain Phillips.
Yeah.
They get Tom Hanks in that bitch.
Yeah.
You know?
True that.
You know, I'm happy that Somali guy won an Oscar, but like, you
Yeah.
know,
But,
like
reasons.
two sides to every coin. You know, I'm
Man.
kind of mad that he won the Oscar too. You know,
So-
Yeah,
no doubt.
I always say too, like so two things is you were talking about the like the states coming in and taking all the fish and then fucking I forget how you worded it, but basically they're coming and taking all this shit,
yeah,
right?
they take the fish and then they dump their garbage.
And that's it, yeah, take the fish and dump the garbage, right? And so like two things and I'll try and connect them if I can. But so my buddy said to me one day, he turns to me and goes, "Okay." He's like, "You're living at your house." He's like, "You're raising your son."
Mhm.
He's like, and I storm in the door, and I'm like, "This isn't how you do this. This isn't how you raise your son, or this isn't how you do whatever, right? This is how you live your life."
Yeah.
He's like, and you punch me in the face? He's like, who's the terrorist? He's like,
Yeah.
me or you, right? And so then I was like, well, what's your point? He goes, well, he's like, I'm the states coming into your fucking house or your country and telling you how to live. He's like, who's the terrorist? And then
Yeah,
all of a
it'd be
sudden, like, I'm the terrorist? And he's like, yeah, man, exactly, right? He's like, but it's the states going in and doing this thing, right?
Yeah.
So then, well, then the other thing is just as for like coming in and taking your shit and the whole oil thing, man, years and years and years and years ago, I watched a thing where they said, it was like the news or whatever, right? And they said that they just found crazy oil. They found a huge deposit of oil in Syria
Mm-hmm.
and northern Quebec.
Okay.
And
Northern Quebec.
yeah, and
Those are two
apparently
very different places.
oh, for sure, yeah.
Okay.
And apparently, what they found in northern Quebec
Mhm.
was more than the like Texas fucking
Mhm.
oil, whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
So either way, they're talking about these two different things, and I'm like, man, just given the whole like history and like there's jokes about how the states are like, oh, this country has oil, well, let's give them freedom, you know, like shit like that.
Yeah.
Well, I see this shit, and I'm like, man, watch the next like fucking Osama bin Laden or the next like target of the states is gonna be from Syria, right? I'm like, because they want the fucking oil and shit,
Not
right?
necessarily,
Man, no,
man.
but listen to this, man.
Like,
No, but listen to this, man.
I'll listen,
I'm
I'll
talking about
listen.
5 or 6 years after this. I'm sitting there. Someone's like, yeah, apparently the states are going after ISIS. I'm like, ISIS? They're like, oh, yeah, this is crazy big thing. Where's ISIS from? Let me guess. They're like, Syria. I'm like, I fucking knew it.
It's like
I knew
Iraq
it.
and
I'm like,
Syria.
it's like,
Well, ISIS isn't necessarily from Syria. Like,
well, yeah, but at the
it's-
time they
it's-
were like,
it's
let's
a
go to
religious
Syria.
organization, right?
I know, but at the same time, at that time, they were like, let's go to Syria. But I was like, years before, I'm like, watch, they're gonna go to Syria for the oil. Was it Syria? Yeah,
Yeah.
they were gonna
that's
go to
where they're at
Syria
right
for
now.
the oil, and then they're like, well, let's go to fucking get ISIS. They're like, oh, they're from over here. They're like, well, actually, no, they're over here now. It's in Syria with the oil and
Yeah.
stuff. And I
I
was
love
like,
how
yeah.
like so when Obama was like president or whatever, like ISIS was the big threat, right? Like we gotta
Yeah.
go and protect, freedoms, whatever, like you were saying before.
Yeah.
Let's give them freedom.
yeah, let's liberate them.
And then like Trump came in, and there was no new wars, like no new anything. I'm not like a huge Trump fan or whatever, but at least there was no new wars created in his 4 years, right?
Yeah.
yeah,
and then-
true. Oh, yeah. True.
I mean,
I'll give you
there
that.
were no new wars between America and other countries. Yeah.
Well, exactly. That's what I
Yeah.
mean. He
Yeah.
didn't go and invade any country for
No.
political or
Yeah.
geopolitical reasons.
No,
True, eh?
And like
Joe Biden came in and just
Right
started.
doom right
started
away.
shooting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's next?
But then
Like,
all of a sudden, like the pandemic hit, and nobody hears of ISIS anymore. Nobody hears of terrorism anymore.
Yeah.
Nobody hears like they're not a threat
Right.
anymore. Everyone just forgot about them.
they like tried to wake them up at one point. There was like some girl that was something from Canada left. This was within the last like 6 months. There was a story where they brought up, oh, this girl like left, but she couldn't leave the country, or I don't know the scenario, but there was something where like she couldn't leave or she couldn't come back, or there was whatever, but she had left to go to ISIS or whatever, right? And I was like, they're still doing stuff. Like I was like, what? Like you're still trying to like bang in that
they're
door.
old news now.
Yeah.
I mean, like, for me, the way I see it is, it's kind of fucked up because imagine the entire world is one big classroom.
Mm-hmm.
America's acting like they're the fucking teacher.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Or, like,
they're the
they're
class bully.
Or they're the camp counselor.
Yeah.
You know, if Syria
They're the
and
teacher's
this
pet.
country's fighting, they have to intervene, you know?
Yeah.
This is none of their fucking business.
Well, this is what I was like. I was gonna say when you were
Right?
saying like
There's-
how
there's-
you were using the
Can I
analogy.
finish real quick?
Yeah,
Can I
yeah,
finish?
go for it. Yeah, sorry.
They're fighting for what they're not. Their minimum wage is still what, $9, and they're worried about what's going on halfway across the world.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it's all made up reasons.
It's literally.
It's just power and control of assets, right? Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's like say like you were saying how it's like going into someone else's house and be like, you shouldn't raise your kids this way, right? It's like, what would you do if China, for example, like sent its army over to America
I'm
and
glad.
was like,
I'm glad you brought that up.
we don't like how like China doesn't like how you're doing fucking capitalism over
Yeah.
here in the Western world. We're gonna come and invade you and take over and do things differently and tell you how to live your lives and whatever and come and steal all your wealth. Like, how would people on this side of the world react to that?
Oh yeah.
You would
Well,
fucking
I
fight
can only
tooth
imagine.
and nail, right?
America can't
Right?
touch
So, like-
China because China has all of our data.
Oh, they got everything, man. They got everything.
So does the States, though.
They know that we are sitting in these positions right now. They know literally the location
factual.
of where my ass is.
Yeah.
The phone is on my ass. They know the location of where my ass is because I have TikTok on my phone, right?
Oh yeah, true. Eh? But here's the thing: I have a fucking Huawei phone, and the fucking Huawei phones are the Huawei company is owned by the CCP,
What's the CCP?
Canadian
The
Communist Party.
No, it's the Communist
Oh,
Party.
okay.
Canadian. Or sorry,
Is that why?
Chinese
Chinese,
Communist
yeah.
Party.
Because I remember, I know they did it in America. I don't know if they did it in Canada, but they like canceled service to all Huawei phones.
Oh yeah. Oh, in the states.
in the
so
States, yeah.
actually,
Yeah,
in the
'cause
states,
Trump
you're
tried
not
to
allowed
ban
to buy. In the states, you're not allowed to buy. They're not going to sell any new Huawei phones, and you're not allowed to connect a Huawei phone. But if you already had a phone connected, you can keep it. But apparently in Canada, they're trying to do the same thing.
It's because all companies that are Chinese owned, it's mandated by the Chinese government that they have to give over all the data to the government.
Yeah,
It's
and
like
that's-
Oh,
law.
in
and-
China, the streets camera, like the
But see-
cameras
Oh,
in the
man,
streets
it's-
are
but
so
see,
advanced.
It's like some fucking
Even,
like-
Black Mirror shit.
yeah,
Even
it
our-
is.
our
Like you're
lawyer
walking
buddy-
down the street and the street camera sees you, recognizes your face,
Oh, yeah.
and pulls up your entire like SIN number, everything.
Yeah.
Right? But one thing, I'm glad you brought up China, right? Because they're basically what I think And you know, like,
Okay, wait. I'm sorry. I gotta go do this.
no, it's all good.
I'll
Do
be
your
right
thing.
back.
But basically,
TV show.
but basically, what China's up to is that they're smart. They're basically doing what the Europeans did to Africa in terms of colonization, but in a 2021 fashion.
Right.
So what they did is
or like a
especially-
2050 fashion. They're so far ahead
Yeah,
technologically.
so basically, like, you know, all these like, not Nigeria, but countries like, I may be mistaken on this, but like countries like Ivory Coast or like Senegal. Senegal, I know is for sure one, you know. But all those along the coast, you know, China said, we'll build ports for you, you know.
Mm-hmm.
We'll build ports for you, and we'll build military bases for you. Let us keep some of our Chinese niggas there, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys heard about a year ago, 2 years ago, that Akon is building a city.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, he's doing a crypto city, I hear.
Yeah, guess who was funded by?
No,
Thought it
don't
was
say
funded by
China.
him. China, yeah.
None of the money's coming out of his pocket. China's
for
just
real?
using his name, because imagine they put out the headline, China's building a city in Africa.
Right, right.
Yeah, that wouldn't go down well.
That would, Twitter, Facebook, CNN, everyone would get fucked up.
Yeah.
Right? So they tossed Akon, you know, a large sum of money, you know. They got a lot of money. They tossed him a large sum of money, and they told him, yo, we're going to use your name and bring electricity all to all these countries and cities and build a city. And it's going to be named
Crazy.
after you.
That's wild.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys ever watched like anime or like Naruto or nothing like that.
No, but I know what you're talking about.
But yeah, basically like he's the main man, but really
He's
like
the one with the thing on his forehead.
basically
Silver
Akon in that scenario is a puppet. That's all he is.
That's wild because I
for
read
real?
about this a long time ago and I was like stoked. I'm like fucking good for him, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
Me
he's,
too. Me too.
You know, he's doing good things with his money and
This
fucking
is-
like building city
This
and like
is some
providing shit for the
that
people.
I dream of doing for my country.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but like I didn't know that, so that's interesting. I have to look into that
Wait,
for
and didn't
sure.
know what? Sorry, I know exactly what you're talking about, but didn't know what.
Apparently, it's like it's funded by China is like giving him the money to do that on their behalf. So they're just using his name.
Yeah. So Akon, they basically China gave Akon a huge sum of money.
Yeah.
And they told him, listen, we gonna build a city in Senegal
Oh no way.
named after you.
Oh no way.
We're gonna bring electricity to everybody, to billions of people, yada yada yada. But we gotta use your name.
I hear this,
Right?
and also I heard that
Yeah.
one of these cities he's gonna be using crypto as their main currency, and it's gonna be called the A coin.
The acorn.
No.
I
Yeah,
heard about
Spelled
that.
with a K.
I heard about
yeah,
that.
A coin. Yeah.
I heard about that.
No
Wild.
way.
It's, I mean, I don't really have any thoughts on that because it's just like,
It all sounded great to me. Like I was like, "Fuck yeah, that's
Like,
amazing!"
that
Like,
Yeah,
that
good for
sounds
him.
cool, but like the value changes every fucking like. It's not like Tether, right? Where it's
Right.
like if the
it's stuck to
Acorn
the
Yeah.
is stuck to like a single thing, then it's completely cool for people to use crypto and like his Acoin or whatever. But that's the only sense, like, because it'd be weird. Imagine you have $3 worth of Acoin, when you wake up in the morning, and then you go try to buy a coffee, and all of a sudden you have
right. It's
$2.75.
not viable as a currency if it's so
You know,
if it's
exactly.
volatile
gotta
like
be,
that.
It's got to be
Because every day
tethered to
the
something.
price of fucking your loaf of bread or coffee would change
Exactly.
dramatically.
Yeah, yeah.
You know? You walk into the store and you just have no idea what the fuck you can afford.
Imagine that.
You know what I
Imagine you
mean?
walked in the store and based on whatever, like say you bought everything in Bitcoin, right? And the market fucking changes all the time, right? So like you said, your loaf of bread changes all the time. So you walk in the store and like think of like all the fucking tags and shit you see, like
They would just be
changing
changing, yeah.
constantly. Like
It's like
that.
so the first purchase of like that pizza that was made like that was
Yeah,
bought,
yeah.
he used 10,000 Bitcoin.
Was it that much?
Yes, man, he did. That trade was a 10,000 Bitcoin. This is
Man.
way back in the day when it was only worth like fucking I don't know a few cents. I think the total
Nothing.
cost back then was probably like $20 for this pizza,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
10,000 Bitcoin. Today would be like
Millions.
fuck I don't know. Do the
Oh
math.
wait,
Yeah, it's like
what's
a
10
few million.
Let's just say 10,000.
More than millions. More than millions.
10,000
100%.
times 80,000. So you're like 8 million.
8 million
Right,
bucks
yeah.
for that's
Yeah.
the most expensive pizza
Like
everyone's
shit,
ever
man.
bought.
Well, and there's a guy. Okay, so this guy I know. I don't know him. Pat, we had him on our first 420 episode. So Pat's been into the fucking crypto shit or whatever, but just in the like Bitcoin and Ethereum type thing. And so this guy's been kind of like informing him and shit, right? And so he tells me, he's like an older guy, he's like 60 or some shit. This guy, his son played in some fucking like video game tournament like years ago,
Mhm.
and he got a quarter of a Bitcoin. And he was like, well, because if you won first, you got like a bunch of money.
Right.
But if you got anything else, you just got like some part of a Bitcoin or whatever, right? So you got a quarter of a Bitcoin. But this is years and years and years ago, right? So fucking his dad sees like some shit online or on the news or whatever, like years later, and he's like, the fuck? He's like, well, that would mean that like his quarter of a Bitcoin would be $1,200. So he's like, holy shit. So then he goes and tells his son, he's like, well, fuck. He's like, it's worth $1,200 now. He's like, oh, cool, yeah. So his son split it and gave him half. The guy has like over 300 grand now.
That's fucking amazing.
Yeah, man, because I guess he kept buying it or like whatever and like doing shit. But yeah, he's got over 300 grand. So now he's like telling my buddy how to like, oh, get this, get this, get this. And the funny thing is, I went and showed him the Doge thing, and he's like, what the fuck? He's like, I asked him about it. He wouldn't fucking tell me anything. He said it's worthless, whatever.
You know what I
It
find
is
is
worth it.
crazy
Well,
too?
yeah.
Like you can buy a Tesla with Bitcoin now.
Yeah,
That's
man.
true.
Did you know that?
I wouldn't recommend it though.
Yeah,
You
of
know-
course. You're just giving Elon Musk more money.
But did you know, this is like kind of off topic, but just because of Tesla,
My bad. I'll
Did
put
you
my
know-
phone on mute.
did you know
I'm
you
sorry.
can fucking, if you're a Tesla owner, but you can buy like, there's a Tesla vodka or tequila,
Oh yeah.
but you can only buy it if you're a Tesla owner.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
really?
I think it's expensive too, but
I've been thinking about buying a Tesla.
dude,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna tell you right now, do it. I had a guy tell me not long ago. I'm unclear on who and where this information came from, but I know that I trust them. Their buddy was like, I'm not buying a Tesla. Because just wait. I'm just gonna see what happens, right? Well, that guy's buddy bought a Tesla. He's in the military or some shit. Bought a Tesla like as soon as it came out or some shit. He had it for like 6 or 7 years before he ever put $1 into it. Like brakes and everything.
Mm.
Like the car brakes itself. Like it does. Like it has brakes, but when you brake, a lot of it is the engine brake.
Mm.
So things like that, you don't have to change the oil.
It's way
you don't
less
have
wear
to
and
fucking
tear. Yeah.
change the brakes as often, whatever. So the guy turned around and went, holy fuck. So he turned around and bought a Tesla because he's like, you don't have to fucking do anything for that many years. He's like, fucking give me
Man,
one.
within a few, like they're just passing laws now. Like the whole auto industry, like combustible engines are being outlawed by like 2030 or some
Yeah.
shit. And like even
That's
in
fucked.
Canada,
That'll
I
piss
think.
me right off.
Right. So
Oh, man.
yeah, like you want to hear
so
the
you
sound.
can't even drive like a regular
A
car
gas
now?
Right,
car,
right. So
yeah.
all new, like so Fisker, fucking.
But you know what's
like,
funny,
they're all
though?
So you
switching
have to buy like a
all new cars. I think by late 2020s, all new cars that will be made are going to be electric vehicles.
But you know what's funny about
most
that?
industries are not going to create.
Oh, but
You know what?
Chevy and Toyota and Honda are still going to be here. They're just going to be making their own electric vehicles.
Exactly. Yeah.
But you know
Okay.
what's funny,
Yeah, that
though?
makes sense. That's
You know what's funny,
There's
though?
nothing wrong with that.
No,
is-
I'm all for it.
In the 90s, Saturn made a electric vehicle.
Who killed the electric car?
Yeah, man. So, but they like got rid of it. Then Toyota and Ford made electric vehicles as well.
Mm.
Never sold one of them. They fucking literally like made them and put them in a parking lot, took them away and fucking crushed them because somebody put a kibosh on the
Right.
fucking electric car.
Yeah.
What do
Right?
you mean a
But
kibosh?
now-
What do you mean by that?
They put a
like
stop
they
to
put
it.
a
Someone
stop
was
to
like,
it. They
this
were
isn't
like,
happening.
fuck that, which I think was
Like someone
was,
higher up in the
yeah.
company?
It's probably
So-
some oil industry or
So
some
yeah,
shit.
exactly. It's the oil industry being like, fuck that. You
'Cause
can't
they
have
need-
fucking
yeah.
electric car. You got to buy our gas, right?
Yeah.
Fuck that. So the electric car that they did actually get out to market was only available on a 1-year lease, and they literally
Wow.
in the documentary they showed people like giving up their cars, like the people coming and taking them away. They took them to some fucking Chevy place in Michigan and crushed them all.
Okay.
But point is now we're fucking what, like 25 years later or whatever the fuck, and everyone's like, oh yeah, cool. Now it has to be electric
Yeah.
car.
Man,
So
we
what
could've
I
been
think,
so further ahead.
so what I think is, yeah, great for the electric car, and I love them and everything. But at the same time, someone put a kibosh on them and said, fuck it, no more electric car. Fuck that. Crush all of them that haven't even been made it out to drive yet. but then now they're okay with it. So in my mind, they just were like, "Hey, wait, let's work out the kinks before I want to
Yeah.
get my
They just
arm
got
in
their
there
fingers
before."
in it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I need to be in there before you can
I
do
mean,
it. Okay,
like,
now
I mean,
make
like,
it.
25 years ago, a lot less people gave a fuck about the environment.
Oh,
Exactly.
for sure.
right?
True.
A lot less people gave
For
a fuck
sure.
about just rights in general.
Yeah.
Right?
Pass me that
A lot of people, yeah, you can pass that.
Oh.
But a lot of people just like now it's just like, especially my generation, like my generation is like, I'm gonna say like my generation, how do I word this? I hate like the woke ones, you know?
The pretend woke.
Either
It's like
pretend woke ones, you know?
Toxic positivity.
You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
like me, I'm the type of person who's like, if I know what's going on, I'll discuss it with my friends, yada yada yada. But it's like, you know, I'll protest what I want to protest. But it's like, at the end of the day, are you a regular person? Are you a human being living your life? You know, like going to school? Or are you just protesting everything you see?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah,
You know,
I feel
like,
you.
You know, just to show people.
That's like the social justice
kind of in the
warriors.
same sense how everybody wants to be a rapper. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
everybody, all these little kids
Everybody
now, they
wants
want to
their-
be a rapper.
Everybody wants
Just
a problem to be theirs.
right. Just so they could say, just so they could be like, I'm an ally. You know, they just want to say I'm an ally. And I'm just like nothing wrong with that. You know, it's just it's where are you coming from, and that goes back to the whole God knows your intentions thing.
True, exactly. Yeah.
I think a lot. It's like virtue signaling, right? They're like
yeah,
like overly for a certain thing just so they can like. It's an easy soapbox to stand on when you're like, I'm for this thing.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? So that like
social justice warriors.
Exactly.
man.
If
They're
you
just
if you
like-
have to like just be a good, like you say, just live your life and be a good person. You don't need to advertise it to everybody.
Yeah.
Just do good things and be a good person.
I know people who make posts every day about this food drive and this and this and this and this. And then I also know people who go out and go grab boxes of food and go deliver these boxes of food to the homeless people. Go to the homeless shelters. And, like, those are the people I respect. Those are the ones who are actually trying to do something.
Yo,
about it.
Jadakiss rolled up outside, like, there's like the fucking, I forget what it's called, but it's like the something towers or whatever. So there's a bunch of apartment buildings in there. He rolled up out front and was like, yo, he's like, go tell everybody. He's like, we got food and shit. Go tell everyone, whatever. And fucking, some chick's like, we need to play music. He's like, play some music. He's like, play this, play that. He's like, fucking whatever. He's like, we need everyone to get out here. So he's trying to get everyone out of the fucking towers to give them all food and shit.
Yeah.
Like, yo, it's fucking sick. I was like, that's so sick, man. Just roll up and like lay on the horn. Everyone's like, what the fuck's
Yeah.
going on here? It's your shit. Like,
Yeah.
you
So I love
know?
Mr. Beast so much.
Man, dude,
'Cause
okay.
He's
So-
just like he doesn't care about money. He does not want to be
Did you
rich.
see the thing I posted on my story the other day? It was yesterday afternoon or some
I'm not
shit.
sure.
Man, he was in an interview on the Logan. It's called Impulsive.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
Logan Paul
Logan
shit.
Paul?
Yeah. And so he's on.
Yeah.
He's there being interviewed, and then like,
Okay.
dude, like, so do you know who Mr. Beast is?
Yeah.
Okay. So they're
yeah.
like, dude, like, when are you gonna spoil yourself? Like, when are you gonna go out and like get that thing that you always wanted or whatever? Right? He's like, I don't know. He's like, they're like, oh, he's like, his whole like, he's talking about buying a Lambo and shit. He's like, yeah, I want the Lambo. I want this. I want that. He's like, I don't want to contradict myself because in years I might turn around and fucking buy a Lambo or whatever, right? He's like, but I don't want to buy that shit because I feel like I'm flexing. And he's like, I have all these people around me that help me make these videos and shit. He's like, I feel like I owe them one too. You know what I mean?
That's some
And, like,
real nigga shit.
yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
holy shit, man! Like that's crazy
That's
because
what's
he's
up.
the star. It's his fucking show. It's him, and not just that he's the star, but like
Like he's
it's
a
his
face.
name.
couldn't
It's
do it
his
without
like
his
it's
team,
all
though,
him.
right?
Yeah,
But yeah,
exactly.
exactly. And he's like, man, he's like basically like, yeah, I'm not gonna buy my fucking self a Lambo when I can't buy everyone a Lambo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm like,
because
Buy,
man, that's
everybody eats.
like
If he buys
solid as
himself a
fuck.
Lambo, his whole team is gonna look at him pull up in a Lambo and they're gonna
Yeah.
be like, yo, like at the end of the day,
it's wrong for them to
You
think
know,
where's
like-
mine, but at the same time, it's fucking super nice of him to think like,
Yeah, man, he's crazy. I watched this interview with him. He's like crazy business savvy. Like
Yeah.
he's got a fucking smart head, man.
man, he pays a lot of money. When he gives away money or cars and shit, he has to pay. He pays the taxes. So his taxes are like millions of dollars. So even when he gives his friends money, they have to pay the taxes on it.
Yeah, he was
Well,
saying a
he
cheap video for
pays
him
the
is like
taxes.
$300,000-$400,000.
Yeah,
Most
he-
videos for him cost like
He pays the
$500,000 to
taxes
$1 million.
on his friends, like when he gives his friends money or when he gives anyone
and this
money.
is a
He
guy
pays the
who makes
taxes.
so much money that he doesn't know what to do with it.
He just
like,
gives it away, man. So he went to like a car,
but gives
a
it away
used
to
car.
who?
People, like his subscribers, his friends. Like, so he went to a used parking or a used car sales lot, bought every single car in the lot, and just put free cars and like put a sign so if people would drive by or pull into the parking lot, he's like, okay, which car do you want? And they would pick a car and fucking drive off. He's bought houses for
Man,
people.
what
like-
was it? It's like
And
I don't know how many.
Where is he doing these things? Like,
It's all on YouTube, man. He's got a
Yeah.
YouTube
no,
channel.
I know, like on
Yeah.
YouTube,
Oh, it's,
but like
it's in the States. He's
in the
Yeah.
States,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Man, he did a thing. I
like
forget.
is he's probably giving cars to people who already have cars.
Man, he's
Dude,
giving
he
away
gave-
shit. Like people are in tears a lot of the time. Like he's like, you know, like broke people a lot of the time come in and, like,
100%.
and just break down.
Oh,
like,
man, there
man,
was a guy-
you just helped my like save, like pay my loan, or this car like was breaking down. I need this new thing. Like
There was a
like
guy.
he helps a lot of
he
people.
took
He's
his.
a
He
good
took
dude, from what I hear.
this guy took his fucking break on lunch or whatever from McDonald's to go there, but on behalf of like a charity, and like so he went to his studio and like they'll let people in one by one. And this guy comes in and he'll do a different thing, like here, roll this dice, and if you roll higher than me, you get 10 grand or whatever, right? Or he'll be like, answer this question, you get this. So it's different things, right? So he goes, okay, yeah. He's like, there's this fucking thing, like a stack of money here. He's like, there's fucking whatever, $1,000, 5 grand or something, right? He's like, do this thing. And like, oh, the guy worked at McDonald's, so he's like, okay, he's like, test this. He's like, there's a McDonald's burger and a fucking.
It's supposed to be a taste test.
Yeah, yeah, and he tests
he
them.
just knew.
And he's like, oh, that's this for sure. Yeah, he just looked at it. He's like, yeah, he's like, that's a fucking McDonald's
He was
burger.
blindfolded though.
And-
Like he didn't. He just held it.
Oh,
in his
yeah, that's
hand.
right,
Like,
yeah.
He literally did. He
But-
just like this is.
But
it's
either
this
way,
one.
but either way, point is when he gave him the money at the end, he's like, awesome, yeah, cool. He's like, I'm here for this like charity or whatever, right? And he's like, cool, yeah. He's like, fucking gave him more money. He did another little thing. He's like, oh, like.
I think he said take 3 steps.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
he's
I was
like,
gonna
take
say it
th-
was something stupid. Yeah,
it's
so he's like,
super
do
easy.
this
Take 3
thing.
steps and you'll
Gave
get
him
it.
a bunch of other money, but then in the end, he's like, hey, here's the money to give to your charity, but here's some money for you for like, thank you for coming here to do this for charity. Here's some money. Good job,
Right.
And so he even like, he goes like, he'll recognize that shit. He's like, oh, like there's a balloon on the other side of the fucking room. He's like, throw this fucking dart in it. He's
Yeah.
like, here's 10 grand. Shit like that.
Yes, like I remember he stuck a guy in an empty room and just gave him like endless supplies of red cups. And he's like, stack all
Yeah,
these red
I
cups,
just
and
watched that.
every single red cup you stack, you get $1 or something
No
like that.
there
way.
was one that he put these 2 chicks in a room and they just counted.
Oh yeah.
Apparently that's how he got famous, was counting. He just counted really high for a long time.
What?
But he put these girls in a room. He said, "Okay, count, and as high as you count, I'll give you that many dollars." He left and went and did more videos and came back and walked in the room and fucking they're sitting there eating lunch or dinner or whatever and
Yeah.
they're
They're
still
still
counting.
Still
Yeah,
counting.
and he's just like,
Crazy.
here's fucking
Isn't-
15 grand. Like, take
Wow.
the
But
shit.
yo, like, isn't that kind of fucked up? Like,
Why?
'cause
Well, but they sign up for it. He's not
they
just.
sign up for it, but it's like, it for me, it's just like, man, just cause, like, there are so many things worth more than money,
Yeah, absolutely. There.
you know, and it's just like I hate it when I don't like it when people think they can just like.
So like giving
you
for
out,
him
you know?
He's a
giving away
philanthropist.
giving away money makes him more money, right? On the views that he gets from each channel, the sponsorships that he does,
Mhm.
his merch, whatever, right? So he'll make all the money doing these
And he
philanthropic
makes that money back.
thing, and exactly, he makes it back, gives it away, he makes
It's
it back,
just a
gives it away.
cycle.
It's a big cycle, right? So he's constantly helping people and doesn't like keeps enough for himself just to live, basically.
Yeah.
And you're right, there's way more important things than money, but like I always said, if I was like a fucking super millionaire or billionaire, you can't
Like
take it to the grave with you, right? So
like-
you might as well
yeah.
fucking help your fellow
I
man.
really like
and-
the thing you said about the cars, how he bought every car on the lot and he just gave people cars. But it's like telling a person, yo, like, as many cups as you can stack, I'll pay you that much per cup. Like, you're just fucking with somebody's mind right there. Like, they their whole concept of money and shit like that. You know what I mean? I'm just like,
yeah, I see what you mean.
like
You're
I'm a proud
exploiting
person, you
them or
know. I'm
taking
just gonna be
advantage
like,
of them,
yo, I'm
but-
not gonna play your little game, even if you're offering me 10 bands.
But these
right
guys
now.
waited in the
I'd play
lineup
that
to
game.
do those
Yeah,
things.
me,
Yeah,
I
me
personally
too, yeah.
wouldn't. I
But
personally
these people
wouldn't.
waited in the lineup to do these things, right? You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
he has
There's
fucking,
people that want to do it. You're 100%
he has
right.
burger shops that like you go there, and like they're regular restaurants. You go there and buy burgers and shit. But if you happen to go there on the right day, you get free burgers, you get money, you get whatever. If he's there that day, you get fucking free shit, right? And fucking what's his name? Gary Vaynerchuk was like, he's the smartest dude in the world. He's like, he's got these fucking different burger joints, but
I don't really
you could
like
go
Gary.
there.
I
You could
don't-
go there and
that's,
pay money.
That's the guy who's like the motivational speaker.
Yeah.
The angry motivational speaker.
I don't know about angry, but he's
It's pretty positive, if you ask me. He
definitely,
swears
yeah.
a lot, and he's
Yeah,
got like,
he's definitely
like-
passionate.
yeah, passionate. That's a good word for it.
Yeah.
He's definitely passionate. Me, it's just like everybody's brain works entirely differently. And
Yes and no, but I mean,
I think that's one thing that Gary doesn't understand. Definitely.
How so?
but like,
Cause like I used to be a big fan of Gary. Like I watched this video straight for a year in like 2019. You know, every day I'd go through his page just for motivation and all that. But then I realized I'm like, yo, I could just get this motivation from myself.
Well, that's the point.
Oh, yeah,
That's
I don't-
the point he wants you to get to, right? If
I don't pay
if you're
him for
looking
anything.
exactly, if you're looking to someone else for motivation, until it gives you enough motivation to believe in yourself,
I guess,
right?
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
So
yeah.
you've gained enough motivation from him to be like, you know what? I can fucking do this, and I don't need to look to him anymore for motivation. I just need to believe in myself enough to fucking put action behind
That's right, yeah.
the thought process
Mhm.
and make it become a reality,
Mhm.
right? So not everyone can do that. A lot of people just stick and like, oh, I wish they have like a negative outlook on everything and be like, oh, I can't do that because of this
can't.
reason or this reason or this reason or this reason. So they never get the drive enough to actually go out and make shit happen.
But I feel like Gary Vee has a very like one directional way of thinking. And it's just if you hit an obstacle, keep punching it to the wall breaks. Right? You can go around the obstacle. You can dig under it. You can find like you know you can any system created by man can be destroyed by man, can be finessed by man.
For sure.
but that
Right? There's-
in itself
You know?
is exactly that scenario, right? So anything anyone says you can break down is what you're trying to say, right? So like Gary Vee says things, you can break them down.
Yeah,
know
you
what I
can
mean?
break them
But
down,
at the same time,
But you can also get past that wall without breaking it.
But that's the goal,
Yeah,
right? It doesn't
but-
matter how you get to the end goal. Like, right. So his technique of getting success is just fucking hammering the wall until
Yeah,
it breaks.
and that's what he's telling everybody else to do. Right? But everybody's brain works differently. And you know, you tell, you know, that might work for a lot of people.
hit the volume button. Sorry.
You know, that might work for a lot of people, but you know, like there are some people who just no matter how many times they punch the wall, it'll never break. There are some people who are much better at digging than hammering it on a wall.
But see, then that's not your route, right?
You know, it's
If you're not, but if you're not making it at that thing,
Like-
then that's not your route. Stop banging at the wall, right?
like you know, like you could scale the wall, you could dig under it. There's like
Yeah, but
Like-
you could put a hole in anybody's theory, right? Like, Eric Thomas says, he says there's a guru, and the guru says I can fucking make you do these things. I can make you this money. I can make you this fucking whatever, right? And the guy says, okay, yeah, man, I'm down. Help me out. How do I get
one of
there,
those
right?
like rich dad poor dad
And
guys.
so the guy says, okay, meet me tomorrow at the fucking beach. Bring your bathing suit. And the guy
Mhm.
meets him at the beach, but he's wearing a suit. The guy's like, yo, what the fuck's that? He's like, I told you to bring a bathing suit.
Mhm.
He's like, man, he's like, I'm here to make money. He's like,
Yeah.
I don't have time for this shit. I'm here to make money. He's like, I don't know what the fuck you're on, but I dress to make money, man. The guy's like, no. He's like, check this out. He's like, come out with me, So they go up to their knees and they hang out in the ocean up to their knees, right? He's like, not so bad, right? He's like, let's go a little bit further, right? He's like, go up to your waist. Okay, yeah. He's like, not so bad, right? All right, yeah, go up to your fucking shoulders. Okay, not so bad,
and
right?
his suit is completely drenched at this point.
Yeah, so he's soaked, whatever. He's up to his fucking chin. And the guru goes and he grabs him and he throws him under the water. And he's holding his head underwater and he's struggling and he's
I think
fucking
I've heard
whatever.
the story, but continue.
And fucking Buddy's basically like, man, like, I'm going to die, right? So he lets him up at the last second. And the guy's like, yo, what the fuck? He's like, what the fuck is this about, man? He's like, you bring me out here, get me in the ocean in my suit and shit. He's like, what the fuck? Is he trying to drown me and shit? He's like, dude, he's like, what was the thing you wanted to fucking do the most when you were down there? He's like, breathe. And he's like, until you want success as bad as you wanted to breathe in that moment, you won't get it. And so my point is that
and it was
but my point
it was a black dude who said that. I remember that. Eric Thomas. Yes.
But my point is that someone could take that and break it down. Someone could take anyone's way of thinking and break it down and make it something. But my point is that if you're taking the time to go and break down someone's positive message, you're a negative person. You're trying to find the negative in it.
Right.
See the positive for what it is. Don't try and break it.
I'm
break it
glad
down
that
to your
he's helping
negative.
people. I'm glad that he's helping people. I'm not saying that he shouldn't be what he's doing. He's helping people. I watch his videos.
But you're saying you can break a hole in anyone's theory. But I'm just saying that if you're trying to break holes in everyone's theory, you're just being negative.
Well, there's a hole in every theory, like you just said, right?
Yeah, but
I'm just pointing out why. Basically, I'm just pointing out why I stopped watching Gary Vee. Because personally, I am like I've been through a lot of rough situations myself.
For sure.
So and it's every single time I found a creative way out of it. I wasn't
But in the end, they're all just trying to teach positivity.
Yeah.
And my point is if you're trying to break down their positivity, you're just trying to hit them with
it's all about a mindset,
right?
right? If you approach life with a positive mindset, and it doesn't matter which way you go about it, be it breaking down the wall, digging underneath it, climbing over top of it, finding a way around it, you just got to approach it with a positive outlook. And
high five.
and eventually,
he's saying it better than I was trying to. Yeah.
You just gotta look at the wall and I'm gonna pass this shit.
Exactly, right? Exactly. But if you see the wall and be like, oh, fuck that wall, I'm never gonna get around it. What's the point in even trying? I can't climb that high. I'm not that strong. I can't break it down. Fuck, my back hurts too much to dig.
It does.
Fuck that shit. You know what I mean? You're not gonna get past it, and then you're gonna look at everything. You're gonna resent everything because you didn't make it to where you thought you should make it.
Yeah.
Right? Because you didn't put the effort in.
Yeah, me, I'm a very when problems happen to me, I'm a very impulsive person. It's thought to mouth, right?
Yeah.
And when I run into a problem, it's instantly a problem happens, I probably spend a millisecond of thinking about the problem itself. I spend the rest of the time thinking about solution.
Einstein said that the mindset that is, if you approach a problem, if you see a problem and approach it with the mindset of there's a problem, you're always going to see the problem. You're not going to see a solution.
The problem is there. It's not going to change. Just like the sky is always going to be blue.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you just have, and there's only so much time in the world and only so much brain space in your head that you just got to start looking for solutions.
Exactly.
You got to start doing,
positivity is the solution. I'm telling you.
You try climbing the wall, climb it 10 times, it doesn't work. Then you start digging. You don't feel shitty, I couldn't climb the wall. You're like, oh, what if I dig?
Okay, have you ever seen the movie Billy Madison?
No.
Okay, so it's Adam Sandler. He's playing a drunk 20-year-old or some shit, right? Or he's 30 maybe.
Yeah.
His dad's rich. His dad paid for him to go through school, right? Mm-hmm. So his dad's talking about giving the company to somebody, and he's like, "Yo, give the company to me." He's like,
and his dad doesn't want to.
He's like, "You're dumb." He's like, "I paid for you to get through school." He's like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "ROK," and he's like, "What?" He's like, "It's ROCK," you know? He's like, "You fucking." He's like, "I paid for your teachers to pass you through all this shit, right?" And fucking, I just lost my train of thought. You're talking about man, fuck.
Positive outlooks.
Yeah.
Positive outlooks. Yeah, I lost.
That was what we were on before
Positive
that.
Billy
thinking.
Madison.
Yeah, you're gonna use an analogy from Billy Madison or an example from.
Oh
Billy
shit! But it was
Madison.
something you said. What'd you say?
What did I say?
What was the last thing we were on? Oh, I totally
You
ruined
said
the
you
conversation.
said he was
but-
gonna give the company to his
No,
son.
no, but what? But something
There's
you said
something-
made me think of that scenario.
I forget now too. That's funny.
What we were talking about.
I never know where your mind is going.
Yeah.
Oh,
with
we were
everything.
talking about the
Trying to
solutions.
follow.
We were talking about solutions.
Yes, yeah.
And then we were talking about the Gary Vee thing.
Oh, he was saying how, like, you know, whenever there's a problem, spends a millisecond.
Okay. Yes.
thinking of the
Okay.
problem.
Thank you. Thank you.
Solution.
In Billy
You
Madison.
just go fill up a water
Do
bottle.
do your thing, man. Here I got you.
Actually, you know what? I'll go do that for you because I'm gonna go do the same thing. So continue this
Okay, okay.
conversation, and
So-
I can fill you up.
Oh, I should have lost it again.
So solution. You're thinking of the problem.
Okay, so Billy Madison
Yeah.
says. Okay, so Billy Madison is the only reason I gave you the story is so you can kind of understand what's going on.
Yeah.
So his dad said you can take over the company if you go through school again, but you have to do every grade for 2 weeks, right? So he went through from kindergarten on, right? So he
As
does it-
like a 20-year-old.
yeah, so you should watch this movie. It's funny. But
It
anyways,
does sound funny.
and it's Adam Sandler, so it's hilarious. But so anyways, so now he's in school and he's doing this shit, right? And so he's sitting there and it's like kindergarten or some shit. So all the kids are sitting around and they're all like, the teacher's reading them a book and all the kids are like sleeping, right? But Billy Madison's a fucking adult. So he's sitting like this and he's listening to the teacher like read the book, right? And the book's called The Pokey Little Puppy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about this dog. And it's about this kid who had this dog.
Mm-hmm.
The dog got away, and the kid fucking tried to find the dog, and he ends up sitting on the porch crying about this fucking dog.
Yeah.
And so the lady reads the book, and all the kids are asleep, and Billy Madison's sitting there, and she's like, and that's the pokey little puppy. He's like, wait, no. He's like, if you lose your fucking dog, he's like, you don't just sit on the fucking deck and like
Thank you.
cry kind of thing. He's like, you go out there and you find that fucking dog. And like all the kids are waking up because he's making this big ruckus.
Yeah.
But I feel like that connects to that scenario, right?
Yeah.
How'd you put it?
It's you only look at the problem, but
But yeah, see,
look
yeah,
at the solution
see the
instead
problem,
of the problem.
see the problem, and it's like, okay, yeah, shitty, my dog's gone. But instead of sitting on your fucking front porch and drinking tea and thinking,
Like,
fuck, my dog's
my
gone,
dog's
you
gone,
go
yeah.
out there and you find that
You find
fucking
it,
dog,
yeah.
you know?
Start
and like,
printing
yeah.
out posters. You start talking to neighbors.
So you find the solution. You make
Yeah.
the. You don't
Exactly.
look at the problem. You find the
You know?
solution. I think that's where I was going with that. But yeah,
exactly.
You know, there are
We
some
got there
being
eventually.
patient, yeah.
yeah, they're like we said many times during the show, nobody's perfect.
No,
There are
true.
always going to be those people who sit down and cry.
It's true, man.
Always.
It's true. And actually, fucking, just from what you've told us, I mean, we talked a bit last week and whatever, but I feel like you've been through some shit where you've had to hold on to positivity. You know what I mean? Like you've
Find
had
solutions to problems.
Like
that
yeah, exactly. Like you were
thrust on
talking
you.
about being in Turkey and stuff.
Yeah,
you
so the
left
whole
homeless
Turkey
in
story,
Turkey and shit. So I mean, you've had to deal with these types of things, just making solutions.
yeah,
right?
so basically, I missed my flight back to Canada. I had no money. I called my parents. Parents are like, if you promise to quit the music, we'll get you a ticket right now. I said no.
I
Slept
feel like that's rude too, though. Like
I mean, I get where they're coming from because
True, I
of
feel
where
you.
they were raised and
Right.
their
Yeah.
culture and everything.
It's not really a part
It's
of
a
it.
different-
You know, like I get it.
Mhm.
You know, it's in my eyes at the time. I was like, yo, that's fucked up. But like, at the end of the day, man, I'm here, right? So, like, I'm here. I made it. Don't dredge on things on the past, you know?
true.
Because the more you dredge on things on the past, you're gonna wake up tomorrow morning feeling just a little bit shittier.
See, there's that positivity thing, right? If you're gonna
Right.
focus on the negative, you're gonna hold on to that little bit
That's
too,
right.
right?
Exactly.
I feel
Exactly.
you. I like that.
Yeah. Me, I'm not. I don't consider myself a positive person. I consider myself an anti-negative person. Does that make sense?
I like that. I like that. I was gonna
Yeah.
say before you said anti-negative, I was gonna say I feel like you're a positive dude, but see what you mean.
Like I don't really think I'm a positive person. Like I would say I'm a positive person to a degree, but I would say I'm more like anti-negative. Like if there's negative energy in the room, like get that shit the fuck out of
See,
there.
I'm the same way too, though, man.
know?
I like.
Yeah.
I'm
It
very.
spreads pretty quick, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it
Yeah,
does, man.
one of my
It can affect
buddies-
your mental hard.
One of my buddies,
Really
he's
quick.
like, he'll just anything. Doesn't matter what the fuck it is. Doesn't have to do with anything. Like he used to bitch. He always fucking like he works in the city, right? But like lives in Renfrew, so he would drive home from the city, and like all the time he was talking about how last year, Madawaska Golf Course, he's like, oh, they must be going out of money, or like they're going bankrupt and all this, and like he was so tied up in the fact that like they weren't watering their greens, that like he like knew their financial situation in their mind and all this. I'm like, dude, I'm like, instead of focusing on like their negative
Yeah.
shit, which you tell me about every fucking day, I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I'm like, even if they are closing, good for them. I don't
Yeah.
care. That's not our business, man.
Yeah.
So who the fuck, like, why do you have to pick that out
Yeah.
and talk about it? So that's like the opposite. He's
Even-
like picking out the negative, and he's
Even
like,
if you have a problem
Man.
and you can't find a solution, as long as you have the faith that everything is going to be okay.
it's
Yeah.
always okay.
It
It's
will
It's always gonna be
always
alright.
okay
Will be.
because life
I was talking about this the other day.
is just like reality is just like your perspective of it.
Yeah.
You know what I
That's
mean?
it. You bring in what you know what I mean?
You know, like I
What
remember
you're
being
putting out into
homeless
the
in
world,
Turkey.
You get back.
Like the first 7
The law of
days, I
attraction.
slept at the airport, and I would steal sugar from the cafe, and like cups like this from the cafe, and just literally go to the washroom and mix the sugar and water,
Yeah,
and
right.
just
That's crazy. I remember you
sleep.
saying that last
That's
week, man. I was
nuts.
like, man, I'm like, that's worse than like
Right?
jail, man. You get
Yeah,
like juice
that-
crystals in jail and shit. Like,
you
get,
know.
like the red or orange. Like,
And then
shit.
eventually, I saw some Somali girls who were talking, and they were on like a fun vacation. They were from Sweden. They were like hand
Okay.
gliding and shit, and like
My cousin lives in Sweden.
yeah. And
Side note.
when they came, like Turkish people do not speak English
No, yeah.
at all, like at all. Even the airport staff, nothing.
Oh, yeah?
Like they don't even make the announcements.
It's not even,
I
like, a
missed.
secondary.
I was actually 3 hours early. I checked into my flight 3 hours early. They changed my gate, but they announced it in Turkish.
And you never,
Oh.
yeah, you never knew.
That's wild.
Fuck that.
You think
You
there'd be?
know?
I guess I'm just used to being. You think there'd be some kind of law to make it seem like?
Well,
you
and
know,
that's
Well,
what I
like,
was
yeah.
thinking. I'm
Well,
like, they don't
English
have
is
both. And I'm like,
universal.
that's
We're
English
so
is-
used to
yeah.
that here.
English is the universal language. Like I
Right.
go to Africa,
True.
they do it. You know, if you go to
Yeah.
Japan, they'll do it. You
For
go to
sure.
South America, they'll do it. Because
They're reluctant there,
Like,
maybe.
like most of the tourism,
tourism is
in-
English.
Yeah, most of the tourism in the world comes from English speaking people,
Definitely.
right?
True.
So they changed my gate, and I went to the ticket office, and they're like, "Fuck off," you know.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd make
'Cause Turkish-
things so
Turkish people have beef with Somalis too because they have a legal.
Oh, true?
Yeah, because so it's kind of fucked up.
I didn't know
Like I
some
would get
knowledge.
like, so like after I met these Swedish girls, I was talking with them and I told them my story. They gave me a little bit of change and they gave me their SIM card. Their SIM card was golden because I could call the embassy.
Oh, true.
I called the embassy. You know, the embassy's guarded by Turkish people. I'm a Somali dude, and Somali
Oh, shit.
has a huge illegal immigration. Turkey has a huge illegal immigration problem with Somalis.
Okay.
Like there are cops
Like the States and
with
Mexico type shit?
tablets. There are cops with tablets in the street that scan passports.
Holy
Whoa.
fuck. No way.
Every
We're not far off
single-
from that shit here.
Every-
Every
uncomfortable,
single
man.
day I
Yeah.
get stopped.
Uncomfortable.
That's
Every
crazy,
single
yeah.
day I get stopped, and then these niggas find out I'm Canadian, and all of a sudden their entire tone changes.
Yeah, they love you.
Yeah, they're on their knees.
You know, they're like,
Yeah.
"I'm sorry for wasting your time." Da 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 da.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm such a dick, you know.
It's crazy.
That's
But,
so well,
I went to the embassy, you know, they did
We
my
saved the world
background check. I
twice.
sat outside the embassy for 4
Facts.
hours for a background check.
really?
4 hours, yeah, in the
That's
sun.
wild,
They
man.
finally let me in. They're like, we're gonna do an application for distress, basically, which is like, we'll apply to get you a loan to get you on the next flight back home, and then you can just
Yeah.
pay that when you have a job or whatever, yada yada yada. I had to give them access to all my finances, so my bank account, my credit cards, and 5 references.
Wow.
Shit.
Right?
5 references, man.
Yeah.
That's
Five.
fucked up.
5
of-
references,
of,
and they were
like-
gonna call them and be like, "Yo, your homie's stuck. Can you come pay for this ticket?"
Right.
Right? And like, I was
It's not
22.
something you want to do.
I was
though.
22 at the time. Like,
And your references too, you're stuck because like let's say who you are, who your reference is gonna be. You know what I mean?
exactly. I put
They're
four. I put four of my friends and my dad, and I'm not gonna say who said what,
right.
but one of those references told the embassy that I missed my flight on purpose.
What the fuck?
So the process takes 2 days, the application, and in those 2 days they paid for my hostel, they paid for my
Yeah,
food,
they keep
right?
you. They keep you.
And they're like, come back in 2 days, we'll give you more money until your flight's set up.
right.
yada,
Yeah,
yada,
they take
yada,
care of
right?
you. That's what they're for.
Come back after 2 days, and they're like, yo, apparently you missed your flight on purpose.
So then they're like,
you
get
get
out of here.
You get no more money, we can't help you. They're
Wow.
Oh
like,
yeah, they're like, fuck you. Someone told us stuff.
Yeah.
they're like,
You know, like
Because
that
then
seems so
because
dumb.
the information they now have got is like this guy is
Yeah,
done
but,
this
like-
on purpose and
But you
is-
could just be like, oh yeah, fucking Styles is always fucking doing that.
Yeah.
Or like, you know, whatever,
then-
right? And it's like, well, how do they know that we didn't just have an argument? Or like,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
whatever. It's like, oh yeah, we've heard that you're this fucking piece of shit.
you know,
Like,
and
no, like, he thinks I'm a piece of shit.
Yeah.
it is what it is. But in those 2 days, I met a bunch of people, and one of those people, I still talk to all the people I met in Turkey.
That's
To this
sick,
day,
man.
every day, because I made some of the best relationships there. But like after those 2 days, like literally I was just busking in the street in front of the train station.
Busking how?
Wow.
What were you doing?
Like I was performing my track.
Rapping and
Rapping,
shit?
You know,
Yeah.
I was just
That's
rapping and
sick.
shit, and it was kind of weird because nobody speaks English.
Yeah, right.
Well, they probably would have eaten it up, would they not?
Hmm?
Would they have not have eaten it up because you're like different sound? Because I find it in
I mean,
Europe,
like, honestly, like, I was just like, it was pure passion. Like,
Yeah.
cause what happens with me is that if I get stressed or anxious or angry, I channel it into productivity.
yeah,
That's just what I do.
it's the best. So
You know, like if I'm stressed, I grab the pen and the pad. If the pen and the pad is not there, I grab my laptop. I try to make a video.
yeah.
I try to do some shit. You know, it's way better than punching a fucking wall.
yeah.
True,
or
man. You're
beefing
making
somebody.
you're making like you're not just making like people say, how do you say it, like making use of your time, but you're not just making use of your time, you're making use of your emotion as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
You
know
You're
what I mean?
channeling
Like,
your
yeah.
emotions
Yeah.
to.
I'm pretty sure Twig is in there, but every track,
Fuck Twigs.
Yeah.
every track I've
Shout
ever
out.
recorded, the music process is shout out. Thank you for that. Twig is an amazing guy, very talented guy. I owe a lot to the guy, but no, we were just thanking you, bro, for everything you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. But
Come out, shout out
basically,
Twigs.
like it's like I'm an annoying guy. Like I've been recording with this guy for like 2 years. It's very annoying because like I write a track and I have to record it that same day. If it
Right.
doesn't get recorded that same day, it doesn't get recorded.
Dude,
It's
Because
like you
when
lose
I
the
wake up,
vibe, right?
it's because I'm not the same person the next day.
Right.
man, I was just speaking about this with somebody, and I forget the exact scenario or who I was speaking to about it, but exact same thing. So, does anybody remember? There's an interview with. It's coming, I promise. It's right there. Kendrick Lamar and Rick Rubin.
Mhm.
And
I watched part of that. Yeah.
So Rick Rubin, and whenever I watched it, I was like, "What the fuck?" Rick Rubin's like bigger, like white-haired, like older man. You know what I mean? Like
Long.
rock and roll
Yeah.
type dude. But then you see him sitting there talking to Kendrick Lamar, young black rapper. You know what I mean? I was like, "Oh my god, this is actually so cool!" Because and also Rick Rubin also owns whatever
Who
company.
posted the video?
I don't know.
It was like
actually.
Complex or something.
I don't know. But Rick Rubin also it was on what's Rick Rubin own? He owns like
I'm not
it's
sure it is.
like a Def
wait.
Jam type
yeah.
fucking thing, you know? But whatever it was on their shit.
Mhm.
It was
What
on
did he
like, you know,
Produced for, man. Was
what
it
the
the
fuck was
Beastie
it?
Boys?
Yeah, I think so,
He
yeah.
produced for the Beastie
Yeah.
Boys.
But either way, regardless, they
Yeah.
fucking it was Rick Rubin and who did I say?
Rick Rubin and
Kendrick Lamar, yeah.
Kendrick.
And that was okay. So I just talked to someone about this, and I forget the exact scenario, but that's
Mhm.
what it was on the same idea of Rick Rubin says, okay, so you sit down and you write this song. Okay, good for you. Great song, great emotion, great lyrics, everything perfect, awesome, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when you wrote this 3 months ago, you're now coming 3 months later and you're in the studio trying to perform that with the same fucking emotion.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, how the fuck do you get there? Because, like you're saying, like if you don't record it that day, it's scrapped, right? Because you don't have, you're not
but I
that
could
same
perform
person,
it.
right?
I could perform it. I could still perform.
Well, but he's talking about recording it, so he's talking about writing it here and recording it later. And what Kendrick said was, he goes, he said it's actually difficult, but what he said was, he's like, I write that song with that emotion, but when I come to that time to record that song, he's like, I have to go back into that thought process and that emotion and that feeling in order to get that thing, right?
Yeah.
So part of what I'm saying is that, like you're saying, like, you know, if you
That's a talent. That's something I can't do.
Well, yeah, and so like what you're saying is, like, if you don't record it right away, you can't portray that same emotion later. And like, so what I'm saying is like, he can, but the other thing is, it's also a difficult thing. You know
It's a
what I
very
mean?
difficult
Like,
thing. It's something that I'll probably try and work on, but I really like I. So there was a period of 4 months from December to March where I didn't write a single song, and the reason being was I was comfortable for like the first time in like 5 or 6 years.
That's good though, man.
I was just chilling, moved into a new crib. You know, like I had my car. I was financially stable. You know, I wasn't stressed out by anything or anyone. You know, so like
Comfort, it's like the death of progression, though, right?
Yeah.
When you get comfortable, you don't move anywhere.
You know, exactly. You know, like I'm just watching movies and like just killing time. You know,
it's okay to take a break though. It's okay to take a break, but at the same time, I feel what you're saying. You're canceling out progression at the same time.
I mean, like also like me, it's like I will never be like, if I have writer's block, I don't even try. I'm not.
There's no point.
Like,
Don't force it.
I have a homie who can force it.
Right.
I have a homie who sits there all night and then he'll have like that breakthrough. You know? But me personally, it's like I have writer's block. I'm just like, I'm gonna go link all the people I haven't seen in a while.
Yeah.
Just inspiration likes to find you working.
Exactly.
That's like one of the best like quotes I've ever.
Inspiration.
I'm gonna go see the lakes.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna go
So
canoeing. I'm gonna go do all the shit that I wasn't doing when I was busy grinding in the studio. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
True. Take advantage of that shit.
Exactly.
Like,
and then those life experiences themselves can bring inspiration, you know? You never know where inspiration can come from. I remember
Man, change of scenery is good.
Ahead. But that's so true.
There was a line that I wanted to there was a track I recorded with Twig like 2 days ago. I pulled
Shout out Twigs.
Shout out to Twig. But I pulled an all-nighter and then I think we recorded this track at 9, but I remember this line.
AM?
Yeah, 9 a.m.
Nice.
I remember this line vividly.
Gotta
It
get
was
up pretty early.
if I could pull it up on my phone.
Let's get it. Can you take one for me while you're up?
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
I'm doing that.
You're in the way.
Get out of the shot. So we'll have to play a beat for you soon, and you can.
I got a rock one, and we'll play a beat, and we're gonna open up this package too.
Nice.
So
I feel like, honestly, I'm just gonna tell you right now. If you ever at any point feel like we rushed through this podcast, I just want you to know that you are a fucking onion, and you have layers, and that this will take more than one podcast.
okay, yeah.
Oh yeah, you definitely. Yeah, it's a good analogy. Good analogy.
I don't feel like this podcast was rushed. You know, I felt.
Oh no, and I don't think it is either. I'm just saying.
We've just got a lot to touch on.
Yeah, exactly.
If you
That's
want
what
to come
I'm
back,
saying.
and
I feel like-
I'm definitely willing to
I feel
come
like
back.
we-
You guys are good people to talk with, man.
I feel like we may have scatteredly like touched on everything at once. So like I said, I only say that. I'm not saying like, oh, it was rushed. I'm just saying that I feel like there's a lot to touch on, and don't feel like we didn't touch on it all, because we will.
But basically, so I'll acapella this, and then I'll drop that little like, so you saw me pull into the parking lot, right?
I did, yeah.
So when I pulled into the parking lot, that's when I started writing.
Okay.
So this is, I'm gonna spit the acapella shit that I
Okay,
recorded
wait,
with Twig.
I just want to, just real quick, I just want to tell everyone who's watching that something that he said to me through our messages was that me and Bisha were late getting to the city to get into the studio and get this done. And what he was saying was, he's like, what same thing you've been saying the whole time. There's two sides to every coin. Look at the positive, look at the good, whatever, right? He got a chance to fucking sit down and write
Yeah, and it's
a freestyle, right? So I mean, now we're sitting here, we're in the situation where okay, we went on late, but he's got that extra content, right?
Right.
And when he said that to me, I was like, oh my god, that's so, I appreciate that, because now I feel less like bad about being late or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And it's like I said, it's what you've been saying the whole time. There's two sides to
and
every
the
coin.
moment
There's
you pulled up was the
positivity.
moment I finished.
Yeah.
See how crazy the world works?
That's sick, man.
But-
Like you said, you messaged me. You're like, yeah, man, I saw you pull up. You're like, yeah. I'm like,
But
shit.
I remember I forget what subjects we were talking about, but I remember basically, I'll just acapella it real quick. See. Cause hate breeds jealousy and eventually greed. The devil stacks that on your shoulders till you buckle your knees. But even when I was homeless, I had just what I needed, and that's a dream. When Cole had $1, I had pennies. When he made 100K, I had barely made a 20. I could barely pay for water, watching people popping Remy's with red bitches in a telly while I'm sleeping at a Denny's. Damn. And I can't holler at my fam cause they kicked me out the crib cause they found a couple grams of the weed I used to smoke. We was poor but never broke, and there's a difference. Cause when you're broke, there comes a rate of interest to the darkness of your heart, and your mental state of mind will steadily decline. But that's only if you let it. I'm horny for the hustle. You can say that it's a fetish. I had friends who turned to foes years ago. I won't forget it. But basically, that whole, like,
Who's Cole? Who's
J.
Cole?
Cole.
Oh,
You
okay,
know J.
okay.
Cole
I was
dollar-
saying Cole Bennett.
No,
Sorry.
you know how J. Cole's like that dollar in a dream? It was a dollar in a dream reference.
Oh.
And when Cole had $1, I had pennies. When he made 100K, I had barely made a 20. I could
now
barely
it even
pay
means
for
more.
Potter, watching
Yeah.
people pop at Remy's. But yeah, if you want to play the beat, I'll
Okay, wait.
like, how long was I in that parking lot for? For like 30 minutes?
Probably not even.
Let's do this.
So, yeah, I was trading at the time and making a bunch of money, so I don't know how long I was there for, but it wasn't long.
All right, bet. I'll wait for the homie to come back.
Wait. We're getting to the back. We're getting to the later half of this episode. We're gonna do the freestyle segment. We got a box to open up, and then maybe we'll ask some
Got
questions.
some questions.
I wonder what's in this box.
So y'all stay locked.
There's
Thanks for everybody for watching. If you haven't
course.
yet, hit that red button. Subscribe right now.
Do it.
We're live every Friday, 8 p.m.
Yep. These guys are good people, man. They're good people.
Hey, much respect.
Good people, good content, man.
Who's watching right now?
It's like the 7 movie. I should get my link.
Oh yeah.
What's in the box?
It's in the box or in Pulp Fiction.
Is this? No, it's 7, right? With Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
At the end there, where he's like,
Yeah.
What's in the box?
Yeah. What's in the box?
And it's his wife's head.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Spoilers. Yeah, that's a good movie though. Wow.
But yeah, like, I wrote this today. I was really stressed about. So,
Some shit.
yeah, like, just, I got involved in a hit and run like 2 weeks ago.
Oh fuck.
Like, I just woke up and my car was dead fast.
Oh really? Eh?
And
Yeah.
I had
Wow.
been, and like, I'm a high risk driver, so my premium's already like huge. Like,
Yeah.
I
it's-
just thought of something.
yeah, it was like, it's almost $300 a month, and then I got
Yeah.
a hit and run. I'm not
That's
even
insane.
responsible for it. They're like, we're not giving you a dime. I was like, okay, that's fucked.
Okay.
They gave me a rental. I get rear-ended on the highway in the rental 2
Wow.
days in.
No way.
They're like, we're not trying to cover that either. And basically, I have people calling me every day, telling me different shit. You know how I get thrown around. Everyone was stressing me out.
Insurance is the biggest scam in the world, bro.
It is definitely, man. There are countries where if you prove that you make enough money, you don't have to have insurance on your car. But anyways, I was stressed that
Okay, what? Oh, no, sorry. What? I was just thinking of something while I was in the washroom. J. Cole. I just saw a video today or yesterday where
Yeah.
J. Cole. Remember we were talking about the Beast, Mr. Beast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talking about how he didn't want to buy himself a Lambo because he wanted to show off to his friends.
Right,
Whatever, right. J. Cole had a speech recently where he said, I don't know if it was recently, I saw it recently, where they were asking him about shit like you have money, why don't you have things, right? Like, what's up, you know? And he's like, here's the thing. So he's like, I got rid of everything, like, what that, like, I don't, like, monetary value and shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, so, like, they're asking him about all this shit. He's like, no, I got rid of that, I got rid of this, got rid of that. So, like, where's your jewelry? He's like, no, he's like, I still have jewelry. He's like, I wear it here and there, but he's like, I don't show it off. He's like, I'm not like one to go around and show all this shit. He's like, basically he's trying to say like I'm a modest dude, right? So what they were showing was this. So they have this interview with him, like a couple questions, and him
Is it
answering
the one with
shit.
Angela Yee?
I don't think so. I think it was a dude.
Okay.
But then afterwards, they show video clips of him driving through Manhattan and shit on a bicycle,
Oh, yeah.
and some dude like chasing him, taking videos and shit. And like the whole point is like he's like just modest as fuck.
He's still
Right.
just
He's
a regular
like,
nigga.
Yeah, he's like fuck it. He's like,
You
why
know,
would I have a fucking,
I like that because at the end of the day, like LeBron James, arguably the greatest basketball player of all time.
Arguably for sure though.
Yeah.
Arguably for sure.
Arguably.
Yeah, that's what I
Sorry,
said.
man.
Arguably,
You
yeah.
know, but at the end of the day, he's still a human being.
True,
Right.
yeah.
Yep.
You know?
Very true.
But I'll spit this little thing. For
All right, here we go.
Let's do it.
Freestyle segment
Gang.
for G Audio.
Mm.
I love this beat, bro.
Oh yeah,
It's a Lupe
classic.
Fiasco type of beat. Word to Lupe Fiasco. My heart is cold like the snow in December, cause I know that only through death is when they'll remember me as the greatest MC that's played in the league. My pen and my pad and my eyes were like my hands and my feet, and it's hard to play fair when I watch others who cheat their way into fame, but I'm not accepting defeat. Don't confuse me with them demons, homie. I'm just a beast. I'm kinda just like a dog without an owner or leash. I learned many lessons the hard way and found my way of teaching, my way of reaching into the souls of those who were sleeping for a very long time, and then I showed them the reasons that they should open their eyes to malicious diseases like hate, envy, and greed, jealousy, and etc. My pen holds the weight of those. My pen holds the weight of those in the pen on a federal level. My hands are shaky like boiling kettles, cause when I write it's out of spite towards the many who meddle with this. Hold up.
Let's get it.
With the seeds that I have planted for my friends and family, I am blessed to be where I am, but in this reality, the world sides against those. I kind of fucked up. You know what? Can we do one more take of that?
Let's go.
Let's do one more take.
Alright, here we
My
go.
bad for fucking up.
3,
But we gonna get it right this time.
3, 4, 1.
My heart is cold like the snow in December, cause I know that only through death is when they'll remember me as the greatest MC that's played in this league. My pen and my pad and my eyes were like my hands and my feet, and it's hard to play fair while I watch others cheat their way into fame, but me, I'm not accepting defeat. Don't confuse me with them demons, homie. I'm just a beast. I'm kinda like a dog without a leash. Yo, I learned lessons the hard way and found my way of teaching, my way of reaching into the souls of those sleeping for a very long time, and then I showed them the reasons that they should open their eyes to malicious diseases like hate, envy, and greed, and jealousy, and etc. My pen holds the weight of those in the pen on the federal level. My hands shaky like a boiling kettle, cause when I write it's out of spite towards the many who meddle with these seeds that I've planted for my friends and my family, and I'm blessed to be where I am, but in this reality, the world side is against those. The world sides against those. God chose to battle me, and through most of those battles I made some And since I stopped the habit of smoking, I'm feeling less emotion. My mirror is clear, but my reflection is broken. But my spirit stays steady like the hands of a sniper. I was raised as a fighter who had turned to a writer. Life's a bitch, and knowing that, man, I kinda like it. Ain't that a bitch, man? Damn, I need a bogey and a lighter, cause I'm stressed. I work hard and I don't go to bed. I grab a coffee and then I go and put my demons to rest.
Hey.
I kinda fucked up on that, but
What?
it is what it is, you know. I
Still
just wrote
came
that.
strong.
Still came
I like
strong.
that last little bit too.
Yeah.
That's sick.
That's what's
I
up.
appreciate that. I
That's sick,
appreciate
Bowie.
that. I appreciate that for real.
Fuck
For
yeah.
real.
Hey.
Thank you very
Gang,
much.
gang.
That's what's up.
So actually, we have one more fucking one more thing left. We got the fucking the lightning round.
That's right. But
So actually, I just want to say
Yeah,
real
let's
quick.
do it.
I've been talking to a girl who used to do some news in Ottawa, and she was actually out west doing like a morning show after a while.
Okay.
And she actually put me on some shit. We had been talking about interviewing and different shit. And so then I ran her through the lightning round. And when I did it, I said, I'm like, let me know where this sits and how this works and what you feel about this in an interview scenario.
This guy said the lightning round, and I'm just intrigued now.
So I asked her all these questions. Oh, yeah, we're going to ask you a bunch of questions real quick.
That's fine.
Right? So I asked her all these questions, and the girl was like, yo, like, literally throughout the whole night, she's like, yo, like, I cannot get over those questions you asked me. And like when I asked her the questions, I'm thinking, this girl's like been on TV. She's got a fucking morning show. This girl's going to be like, this is fucking stupid, And I asked her all these questions, and she was just blown, like, not just at the time, like, that's cool, but like literally all night. She's like, that was amazing. I love those questions because her point was it sparks a conversation, and it does. Yeah. It totally does.
So how does it work? Is it just question, answer, question, answer?
Exactly.
I always tell people. Okay. I always tell people that.
So this first thing that comes to mind, answer, and the next question.
Every answer is worth double the points.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
But yeah, so he's gonna hit you with a few questions, and then
let's
we'll
get
it on.
Let's get it.
I love your shoes, by the way, man.
Thank
if you can
man.
show them to the camera in some way.
Oh shit! Yeah, get those up. Stick them right on the table.
Matter. You know what? We'll take a picture of them.
Left foot right here.
We'll take a picture of them, post them on Instagram.
That's dope.
That's dope. I like that, man.
Appreciate that, man. All right, let's go. Let's see these questions.
Here we go, man. All right.
Lightning round, and we're out.
Pizza or tacos?
Pizza. Pizza.
Powerade.
Just real quick question.
Powerade.
If you were gonna get a taco, what kind of taco you getting? You get fish tacos,
beef, chicken.
I'm a chicken dude.
Yeah.
Chicken dude. Yeah.
Chicken.
Okay. I would. Sorry, no, go ahead. I was gonna say I would never get a fish taco, but go ahead.
Powerade, Gatorade.
Powerade.
Gin or vodka? I guess neither.
I can't answer that.
I should leave that one out. Yeah. No, understandable.
Ask me that question after May 13th.
I get it.
Facts.
Plane or train? Would you rather take a plane or take a train?
I forgot.
Plane.
Right. Would you rather? No, not would you rather. What are you attracted to more, tattoos or piercings?
Tattoos.
Tattoos. Boobs or booty?
Ask me after May 13th. So,
like I know with that one, most niggas they have a straight answer, but for me it's like,
So I will say a majority of people have fucking straight up. You ask that question, they're already answering. But there's a few lads that were like, I don't know.
Yeah, we even got both.
You know,
too.
I'm a both dude, man.
I'm
at all three. Face better be on point too.
Yeah.
Everything matters, man. I'll say everything matters. I'm 50-50 on that.
I swipe left 95% of the time.
You know what? So just an add-on question.
Yeah.
And this is for the future too. Like, let's say for argument's sake, you would have picked boobs, big or small.
Oh, big.
Wow, true.
Big.
Wow, true. Because I'm an all-around dude. I've already admitted that. But if you were to ask me on the boob point, I'm talking like a normal size handful.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like my hand's pretty big, so like a normal size handful.
Yeah.
So that's a good question because when it comes to boobs, I love boobs. But like when they're too big, right? Like when it's so that's a very good question.
The bigger they are, the more the love.
Yeah, but I mean shit. God damn.
They can be big.
There's only so much love a man got, huh?
Yeah, so much tongue. I like that.
That's what's up.
Mm-hmm.
All right, man. Would you rather be stuck deep sea or outer space?
Deep sea.
Deep sea?
Because we already have cameras of what's in outer space.
Okay.
Like how deep are we talking about? The undiscovered part of the sea?
No, you're just like in the ocean.
You know, you're in the middle of the ocean, just
floating around on the surface.
You're on the surface.
Outer space.
So just real quick,
deep sea would be like deep sea, like deep
sea.
But
that's the thing, right? And that's
like when he said deep sea, I was thinking like undiscovered deep sea.
That's what this girl had brought up as
Mariana's
well.
Trench or some shit, like way down there.
That's what this girl brought up as well. She's like, but you never said that I'm floating on the surface of the ocean.
That's true.
Because she asked me what my answer would be. I said probably deep sea because someone's going to save me. She's like, no one can save you when you're deep sea.
But in space, I can
and
breathe,
I was
right?
like, oh fuck.
For
And
probably for a limited amount of
that's the
time.
thing
So
is-
either way, I'm dying.
For this
Oh,
scenario,
yeah,
for this,
probably.
Okay, I'd rather die in space.
but for this scenario, you can breathe in space, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But point is whenever I brought this up to this girl, she said like, yeah, okay. What was the point I just said?
No one's saving you.
Yeah,
If you-
she said, yeah, she's like, well, yeah, but if you're like deep sea, no one's saving you. You're expecting that you're going to be on the top of the ocean and someone can save you. But if you're deep sea, no one can save you. I was like, oh, I never thought of that.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that you're just like in the sea, right? But my whole point of bringing this up is me and her went on like this next like 15, 20-minute conversation
Yeah.
Mhm.
about her when she was on vacation going scuba diving and having this terrible time because when you go underwater, the sharks look bigger and everything looks bigger and they're
Right.
like, don't panic, everything's going to be bigger.
Yeah.
And she went down and everything was bigger. So
Yeah.
my point is when I brought up these questions to her and I showed her all this shit, she's like, wow, look at the conversation it creates, right?
Right.
And so point is there's a couple things that she said along the way that I was like, I'm going to bring those up on the show. And that was one of them. But
Next question.
yeah, sorry.
Here we are. Would you rather never laugh again or never use your smartphone
Oh, I
again?
forgot
Never
this
use
one.
my smartphone again.
Never use your smartphone again? Would you rather be gossiped about or never talked about at all?
Gossiped about.
Would you rather forget who you are or forget who everybody else was?
Forget who everybody else was.
I'll say word.
Respect.
See, wait, just real
yeah.
quick. One thing is when we talk about this, or not when we talk about this, but the thing that's come up often with this is that if you forget about who you are, but you remember everyone else, you not only will they possibly help you remember who you were, but you also, if you found yourself once, you'll be able to find yourself again, right?
Mm.
You know what I mean?
True.
So I'm not trying to sell you on the answer. I'm just
No,
saying
no,
that
100%,
some people have
100%.
brought up that idea, right? And that-
No, 100%. You just
Yeah.
that was the first answer that came out of my mind.
But
you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
It is the lightning round.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and the thing is that every time someone answers, I always have a
I like the
question or a
counterpoint. That was a
story or
good
like,
point.
yeah,
It
yeah.
made me think though. I like that. I like that.
All right. Would you rather be born with an elephant trunk or a giraffe neck?
Giraffe neck.
Giraffe neck. Would you rather be forgotten about or hatefully remembered?
Hatefully remembered because of things I did, or hatefully remembered because that reminds me of some shit. That reminds me of like when David Chappelle. I don't know if you know about that whole thing with the crack scandal and all that with David Chappelle.
I don't know about the crack
Yeah, I
thing,
don't
but I
know.
know you're talking about whenever he went to.
Oh, lots about Dave Chappelle.
When he
Africa.
walked away from the $50 million contract
yeah.
and he went to South America, TMZ put out. They said
Oh,
they
right.
said he was on crack and
Right,
shit.
yeah.
They said he went crazy, but he was just in South America chilling.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
know.
I didn't know that. I
So
knew,
it's
I knew
like
people were saying
I'm
he might have
wondering
been
if it's
crazy, but-
like people if I'm being hated about based on things that I've done or based on things that I haven't done that people think I've done.
You mean like speculate? Yeah, I see what you mean.
Speculation.
Based on something you factually did or something that's speculated that you did. Is that what you're trying to say?
What was the question again? I'll answer you
Would
right
you
away.
rather be? Oh,
Would you rather be forgotten about or hatefully remembered?
Hatefully remembered.
nice.
There you go.
He just came through with it. You say it, I'll answer it. Boom.
Would you rather fight 100 duck-sized horses or one horse-sized duck?
One horse-sized duck.
Horse-sized duck.
Yeah.
A lot of meat.
Okay, wait.
Take down the big old
Again,
Yeah.
something I have to say is that there was sometime in the last couple of weeks I said, I'm like, man, every time you said horse-sized duck, I thought of a goose-sized duck,
Oh,
Or
yeah.
I thought of it-
Right.
a horse-sized goose.
Yeah.
So I was always thinking geese because geese are fucking terrifying, right?
Yeah.
And now I forget what happened, but I brought that up to the girl
Like,
that I
yeah.
did this with,
Right.
and because also too at the same time there was geese like flying over her
Oh,
cottage.
yeah.
And
Like,
so
me,
I
I'm
was like,
I'm like solution oriented, so I'm already thinking in this scenario. Like,
Yeah,
I'm just
how
gonna
to get
climb
out
up
of
a
that.
tree and just grab like a fucking like spear and then just spear the motherfucker. You know?
Yeah.
oh, that's wow. We've actually never heard a what do you call it? Like a
Strategy.
Strategy, yeah, we've never heard of strategy. We've
That's
just
how.
heard, like,
That's
answers.
that's
Yeah,
the
I
first
like
idea
that.
that came to my mind. You know, I'd find like a stick or something, climb a tree, and just fucking. You ever
Yeah.
play Assassin's Creed?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know that jump
That's
assassination. I'd
innovative,
hit him
though.
with one of
Yeah.
those. You know.
That's innovative.
But
for
you
sure.
can't really do that with 100 geese. You know.
No.
Or 100 small
Or
horses.
100 small horses. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, man. Would you rather go about your day naked or fall asleep for a whole year?
Would I be going about my day naked, doing the same routine I normally do?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Work, whatever.
I mean, I'd
Coming
probably,
here
I'd probably
to
get
the studio.
locked up after like 2 weeks.
You get fired, lose your job.
Yeah.
Is this
Yeah,
like
here's the thing
also
about
like
my
part of the
daily
thing, or
life.
is it like
Yeah.
am I not getting
Whatever
locked up?
happens, but it's just for that day.
And what was the other option?
Fall asleep for a whole year.
Here's the thing about my daily life.
Yeah.
I do it in front of people.
Considering this year, considering the
I'm an
year
elementary
we're
school
at,
teacher.
considering the year we're at with COVID and everything, I'd choose the option to fall asleep for a year.
Fall asleep for a year.
But if you asked me this question before COVID or after COVID, I might have given you a different answer.
I dig that actually. Like
Yeah.
fuck it, fall
Yeah.
asleep for a year. Hopefully
Get
COVID's
it
over
over
by the
with.
time I wake
Seriously,
up.
yeah. We'll be going to shows in no time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Just give
Definitely.
me a nap.
All right. Would you rather live one life that lasts 1,000 years, or live 10 different lives that
I
last
forgot about
100 years each?
Wow. One life that lasts 1,000,
Yeah.
or 10 that last 100.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you're living 1,000 years regardless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But one's, full memories, one life. The rest are 10 different lives.
And you don't remember anything from the past life.
No.
And
Maybe some deja vu. I don't know.
Maybe, and you're like reincarnated and all over.
Again, yeah.
I lived the one life.
One life.
I'd live the one life. That's
Vampire shit.
yeah.
Vampire
Is
shit.
that so that you would remember it all? Like, is that so that you would have like one long?
I mean, one thing
lesson?
I love to do is travel.
True.
And like 1,000 years, that's a lot of time to
That
I
travel.
was
gives you a
gonna
lot
say, I
of
was just gonna
time.
say that gives you a lot of
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
1,000 years, I could probably go to every city in the world.
Oh, yeah.
True.
So I'd take that.
There you go.
Facts. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
All
It's an
right.
adventurous fucking answer.
Yeah,
for
man.
sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that.
For sure. Would you rather have 2 million followers or $2 million?
Dollars.
Take the money.
Easily.
Take the money.
Easily.
If you could choose one skill to obtain instantly, what would it be?
Skill, does that include like superpowers or like just
Not superpowers,
No.
like skill, like like
Carpentry.
yeah, boxing. Maybe you can rap well, but you can't make a beat. Producing,
Ooh,
producing,
okay,
editing,
okay.
yeah.
And like I would instantly
Being in
be
the
like
toilet.
a
Instantly.
pro at the skill.
Right away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you can just be in the toilet all the time.
Videography.
Videography.
Nice.
Videography.
Okay.
Sick.
I like that.
Videography.
Good answer. Good answer. If you were to lose one of your 5 senses, what would it be?
Well, my allergies are shit, so half the time I can't smell, so I'll say my nose.
There you go. 95% answered. Nose.
Common answer.
All right, man. Last question. You find a book, you start to read it, you find out that it's about your life up to this point where you have found the book and you start to read it. Do you continue to read it knowing it holds the rest of your future, or do you put the book down?
I put the book down.
Put the book down.
Do you hang on to the book or do you just?
No. No, I'll give it. If my mom is still alive at this point, I give it to my mom.
Nice. Okay. Yeah.
That's what I would do. I'd give it to my mom.
That's cool.
Lucky.
What an answer.
Sorry.
Yeah.
What's your favorite color?
My favorite color?
Yeah.
I'm a green guy.
Green.
Oh shit! I don't know if I have any green.
Okay.
No way.
I have. No.
Second favorite color.
Yeah.
Is that your favorite
I
color?
got 2 colors of blue. I got silver. I got black, gold, orange, and white.
Black.
What?
There you go. All right, that was the lightning round, y'all. Thanks for
Tell you
sticking
what.
with it.
That was very entertaining. I like that, yo.
Here you go,
That's.
brother. There's a few stickers.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I'm gonna hang
Fucking
it on
right,
my
man.
wall.
All right,
So
man. We only got one thing left to do now.
yeah, one thing to do here. We got a fucking homie of ours, Fraser Image. You might remember him from multiple episodes. He
Yeah.
was not only on but he was shouted out on because he made comments.
And he's in the comments live
Is he
every
right now?
fucking night.
Yes, sir.
Is he right
He's
now?
here tonight, yeah.
I said because whenever I met him, he was driving back to Peterborough, and I was
Okay.
like, "Yeah, I'm like, check out, hit us in
Yeah.
the comments." So this is a package that he's been talking about sending us for a while. He happened to be in my neighborhood, and he stopped. We smoked some weed. Me and his girlfriend and him smoked some joints and shit.
Nice.
And he was like, "Hey, while you're here, I got this box for you." So I told him that I would open this up on the show.
Here we go.
And it's funny too because he was talking about sending it a couple weeks ago, and then I just happened to see him today, and he's like, "Yo, I got this box for you."
Nice.
So okay. I just have to remind you too, right? I drive a Subaru, but also at the same time, Fraser Homage is a Subaru salesman, right?
Yeah, that's
He
correct. In
works at
Peterborough.
Subaru in Peterborough. So right now we're pulling up. This is the fall 2020 collection of Subaru. Look at that. Beautiful magazine.
I've always wanted a Subaru.
So here we
Oh,
got Subaru introducing. Okay, so a lot of this is just like if you want to buy a Subaru. I thought we were looking at calendars here.
Right.
This is just some Subaru information. I appreciate it. I'm going to look at it. I'm going to read it. I'm going to buy one. And fuck, holy shit, look at
Oh,
this
look
shit.
at that.
So there is like, oh no way. You know what this is?
That's for like
Ready for life's journey. Subaru baby onesie.
Baby onesie.
Wow.
No way.
Oh,
There you
fuck
go.
yeah. I love it. That's dope.
Ah,
That's amazing.
Fucking right.
That's what's up.
Who's medium?
Ooh. I don't
Me.
know. I usually take a large, but yeah, all right. There you
Medium?
go.
Although these days I'm
Oh.
getting towards the large.
Yeah.
I put on a couple
And
pounds.
here's a 2XL. I guess that's me. Oh man. I hate to tell you, I don't think there's another t-shirt in here.
Damn you, Leo.
Yo,
There's
here.
3 of us.
Do you want
Oh
this
wait,
one?
wait, what's
don't-
that?
I mean,
It
I got
doesn't matter.
I got one for Odin.
What's
so
that?
Wait.
Another baby?
Okay, wait, what size are you?
Large or
Well,
medium,
here's
I
a
guess.
medium.
There
Okay,
we
I'll
go.
take a
You
medium.
good.
And this looks like it might be like an older child's onesie.
Oh, yeah?
This is 24 months.
Oh, yeah, perfect.
Bro,
Look
dog,
at
I'm
that.
telling you. And
Hey!
there's a few water bottles. We got Subaru water bottles.
Nice.
There's more of these fucking if you want to buy one. There's pens, lanyards, and wait, there's one more thing, and I think I know what it is
Ooh,
because
this looks special.
Fraser Homage told me that when he started at Subaru, they gave him a set of headphones. So first of all, he said, "I got all the Subaru shit, right?"
Yeah.
And he was like, "Yo, this and this and this." He's like, "Yo, I think I have headphones," and I was like, "That's cool, yeah." I'm like, "But," he's like, "I think I have to pay for the headphones." I said, "Yo," I'm like, "Tell me what they're worth, and I'll pay you for the headphones, right?" And so he's like, "No, don't worry about it. I'm gonna get these headphones, right?" He's like, "But they gave him a set of headphones whenever he started there to use to listen to their they had videos of
Right.
Subaru. So I think
Okay.
these are headphones."
Nice.
Which they 100% are. And so they look like the Budweiser fucking shits.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's what's
But, yo,
up.
But they
God
Subaru-
damn,
No
yo!
way.
Shout out to
That's
fucking
what's
Fraser and Maj.
Yeah,
gang,
yeah.
gang.
Make
Yo,
some
the-
noise.
give him one of those little beeps. There we
And
go.
the
That's
fucking-
what's up.
Let's go.
And the water bottles for the boys. That's
Yeah,
fucking. That's
clutch, man.
unfucking real.
Yeah.
That's insane. So shout out to Fraser and Maj. Cheers to everybody. Happy
Hey, man.
Friday.
I wish I had one.
Happy
Cheers.
That's all right, man.
Cheers,
Cheers.
cheers.
Yeah, clink. Fucking right.
Yeah.
Clink 'em and sink 'em.
Yeah, a little water for the boys, you know. Anyways, I want to thank everybody for tuning in.
Yeah.
I want to thank Jonesy and Bisho for fucking making this shit happen.
Hey,
Thank you,
man.
Styles.
And I want to thank fucking, sorry, Mozzie?
Mosey.
Mosey?
Mosey.
Okay, I was like, I even said to him, like, Mozzie, and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah.
But
Man,
yeah, so shout out to
It's
Mosey
a
for
problem I've
coming
been dealing
through.
with for like 3 years, man.
And like I said before, man, like I said, it's not over. We only scratched the surface here.
Yeah.
And I know from last weekend, just our conversation, you got lots of stories to tell. And like I said, we only fucking scratched the surface. So again, we'll do another episode.
100%, bro.
We'll do many
It's
episodes
really nice.
in the
It
future.
was really nice
and,
working
and,
with you, man.
And we'll fucking gouge into that surface for you.
100%.
But
100%.
shout out to everybody tuning in. Shout out to, oh my God, Mozzie.
Mosey.
I always
Get it right,
forget,
bro.
man.
Told you 2 seconds ago.
I know. I was just gonna say you just fucking told me, dude. But I honestly want to say Mozzie for some reason.
But yeah,
Mosey.
For those who are interested in following
Tell 'em
me
where to
or
find you.
listening to my music, you can find me. Honestly, if you just Google, so Mosey spelled very weird. It's spelled Mxzy. Whatever platform you use, you can just Google me, and you'll find your platform: YouTube, SoundCloud, Spotify,
You had a
anything.
podcast too, eh?
Coming soon.
Coming soon. Okay. Yeah. I
that
meant
has-
to touch on that, but
Yeah, that has to do with the collective I have called Kids. There's a poster of that over there.
that's
yeah.
what that is. Okay, I was wondering. Okay.
It's
We'll take a picture of that.
It's a collective that I'm starting.
We'll
Kids stands for
take a picture over there.
Create,
Yeah,
Inspire, and
good
Disrupt
idea.
Society. We're doing
Oh, no way, I
Cypher
like
series. We're really trying to showcase like Ottawa has a lot of talent, but nobody wants, like, everybody only wants to show their own talents.
Right.
True, it's
Right?
true.
So we're just gonna basically be Ottawa's mobile talent show.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Sick.
And then we're gonna have like
feel that.
podcasts and stuff like that as well. They're all gonna be like very themed.
Okay.
I can't tell you about all the episodes, but one of the episodes, what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring
Little sneak peek, boys.
we're gonna bring a guy from the Muslim community, a
Okay.
guy from the Christian community, an atheist, and a agnostic
Oh,
person.
wow.
Oh,
And
That could get
like
heated.
that.
Bit of a
I
cross
like
table
that though. I like
discussion.
that though.
Yeah,
That's content, bro. I
yeah.
like that.
That's not some shit you can find on the internet, you know,
That's
and
true,
that's some shit that like
But as long as you can find cool-headed people, that's a great
Open
conversation.
discussion,
Yeah,
man.
that's the
Like,
thing,
that's
that's
it.
the
I
Great
like that.
conversation,
Yeah.
man. As
Yeah.
long as no one's upset about anything, that's a great conversation.
yeah, we're not gonna have nobody flipping tables. and
Yeah,
shit.
exactly. Yeah. But I
You know?
think I like that. I like that.
Yeah,
That's
so
sick.
you know we're slowly working on that, but it's a lot of work for just, you know, a couple of us. You know, it's only like
Right.
3 of us. You know, I'm running around with my camera all day. You know, I'm setting up the ciphers. I'm trying to get better at videography. That's the one skill.
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
the-
like,
yeah.
stuff like that, you know, cause like I can produce, I can engineer to a certain degree, like and all that. But like I've never. My homie lent me his camera, and I've had his camera for like a month, and like photography is cool, but like I just love taking videos so much more.
Film's
Yeah.
a different world, man.
You know, like if
Photography is catching one like single
Still.
yeah, like
Yeah.
if a picture is worth 1,000 words, how many words is a video worth?
Exactly.
True that.
True that, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
True that,
True
because a
that.
video, like I said, man, a fucking picture captures
It's 24
like a
pictures per second.
But yeah, but a video captures all of that. You know what I mean? Like captures the before and the after of that fucking
Yeah.
picture, right?
Yeah.
You know? But yeah.
But yeah.
I was really glad to be on this episode.
It's our
Man,
pleasure, bro.
Honestly,
Pleasure.
yeah, man,
Yeah,
it's our
podcast.
pleasure. We appreciate you, man. And
You
like I
know.
said, there's gonna be more to come because we've only scratched
Definitely.
the surface.
That's right.
But go check out Mxzy, MXZY.
On
I almost said
Instagram,
Y,
it's
MXY.
mxzy.mp3.
Yeah.
And on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, SoundCloud, it's MXZY. On SoundCloud, it's MXZY MP3. But on everything else, on all like
MXZY.
official platforms, like the ones you pay for, it's MXZY.
Gang, gang, baby. I'm Styles the Prophet.
I'm B Show.
I'm Jonesy.
And
I'm
tonight we
Mxzy.
have Mxzy in the building. Gang, gang. This
Yeah.
is the 4G Audio Podcast. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Much love, everybody.
Much
Yeah,
love,
yeah.
man.
Happy weekend or
Peace
happy
and
weekend. Have a good
prosperity.
weekend.
Yeah.
Happy Friday. Fucking right.
Catch y'all in the next one.
Tune in the future to catch fucking Mxzy on the, as you say, on the future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Peace out, gang,
Peace
gang. We're out
peace
here.
out.
We out.
Peace.